Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Land of Dreams and Nightmares. I am your Dungeon Master, Esper, and we have our fine guys with us here again today. We're going to do a quick introduction, a quick recap, and then we're going to jump into the action. We left off in the middle of a combat encounter. So if you guys want to go ahead and introduce yourselves. We'll do Adam, Dennis, Nick, Vince, Warsor.
So, as always, I'm Adam, and as the last while, I'm playing Carderock Hawkness, the noble, knightly, bard, paladin, multi-class, mashup, 7 of bard, 2 of paladin, level 9, fun time guy.
Hey guys, my name is Dennis, and as always, I'm playing Lykar, the level 8. As soon as it gets a long rest, we'll be level 9 Storm Sorcerer.
Oh, and by the way, we need to wish Happy Father's Day to Dennis.
Yes, indeed.
Already did.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Happy Father's Day.
I think you should get an extra level just because it's Father's Day. For my own, at least.
Hello, I'm Nick. I play the Arcane Trickster rogue Robin, who is level 8.
I am Vince. I play Drake Phil, the Monk Rogue combo.
And I'm Warsor. I play Captain Noxiqual, the human Hexblade Warlock, level 9.
So last time we were in session, the party did a bit more exploration at the Basilica Nicae, met with a strange entity there, a half-demonic abomination. You talked with him for a while, got a bit of his story, and Noxiqual was even able to get a better look at him. You also learned a little bit more about the history of that specific location. You might head back there, you might not. There are some decisions to be made yet on that front. From there, you sailed northward, no great distance, and took a rowboat to Meergraf mine. The upper mine shafts are still active. They are operated by workers out of Fleecefoten and Ravenswold. Currently, it is administrated by the Laborers Guild of Ravenswold. There is a lower section of mine shaft that has been sealed off for some time. And you all pried your way down in there. You went past the stone seal that was marked up and obviously set in place, warded by priests of Illus the Lantern, and you went down into the bowels of the mines, into the old tunnels beneath, where you met with undead spirits who hungered for the energy of the living. And you essentially were ambushed. You were beset from multiple sides by specters, by bone nagas, and you also saw some wall paintings, some old cave paintings that indicated interactions between Naga and the first men, but someone had scuffed those up, tried to scour them from the cavern surfaces. And here you are fighting bone nagas along with specters and something else lurking out there. Noxiqual had put down a radius spell, sickening radiance here that had vaporized or imploded 2 of the specters and kept a couple of the bone nagas at bay, plus whatever that other thing is thumping around up there. The fight has been pretty tense thus far. How's everybody looking? Are your characters faring well?
Robin is quite scared right now and really wants to run away, but I'll stay here for now.
Captain Noxiqual actually is uninjured. He took a couple temporary hit point damage. I think one of them scuffed him, but he's been fighting off 4 or 5 of these specters at the moment, just kind of holding the line.
Yeah, Card, which thanks to Noxiqual for the temporary hit points, Card has so far only been working through a few of those. And just delivered the holy hellfire slam of all slams upon the
and earned a coin for
already
that.
partially beaten up Bone Naga.
Yeah, and Drake paid a coin for that amazing display.
Indeed, Carderock smote one of the Bone Devils and scored a critical hit simultaneously, reducing the thing to a pile of steaming white ash. Well, we are going to be at the top of the next round of combat here. I've created this radius for illumination so we can see Lykar's light spell, I believe it is. Should we jump right into the action, guys?
I think
Yeah,
so.
sure.
We're at the top of round 3. Do you still have the initiative order written down?
Don't quite recall what round it is, but if I had to guess, I would say it's round 4 or 5.
It's round 3.
Is it round 3? Who got the inspiration from last session?
That would be me.
Warthor, right?
Okay, so Noxiqual, you have inspiration. Make sure to spend it this session.
I've got my marker.
Okay, very good. Noxiqual, you find yourself halfway surrounded by specters. They are reaching out for you. They crave the life force of the living. There is another one here harrying your ally Robin. Your sickening radiance field still illuminates over there. There's a bone naga here to the northwest. A farther one hides behind the radiance.
And I saw the other one running around.
Yeah, there was another one that went running around up this way. And there's
which
something.
I assume connects.
Yeah, you're assuming it connects because you heard something else, that other creature. It's lurking around somewhere up in this chamber too. So it's probably going to appear pretty quickly here.
Sounds good.
What's Warsor or what's Noxiqual doing in this situation?
Well, Noxiqual, knowing that that Bone Nog has been quite annoying, I think he's going to try and get rid of as many of these specters as he can. So the first thing he does is he twists his hilt of his blade and calls upon the power of the Masked One and Sombras. And the blade actually turns into black smoke. I'm activating as a bonus action the Shadow Blade ability of my blade. So I'm going to then attack 2 of the specters. Let's just go with the one to my left, and then we'll go from there.
All right. Sombras turns into an insubstantial blade of smoky shadows. You swing it at the incorporeal phantasms.
Question for you, Esper, just so I know what to roll. According to this ability, if I attack a target that is in dim or light or darkness, I make the attack roll with advantage. Would you say I'm in dim, light, or darkness?
Yes.
All right. First, that's going to be 26. I assume is going to hit.
Easily strikes the specter.
Let me get the D8s out. Let's see, D8. Need more D8s. And last D8. Alright. This is psychic damage. +6. Alright. So that's going to be a total of 27 as the blade cuts through its incorporeal form.
The ghostly blade rends this malicious spirit, and it is no more.
My second attack at the one above it. That's 22.
Yes.
And
Easily strikes.
A lot of damage. It's going to be 31.
With a shriek, the malevolent spirit fades.
Okay.
Good
I'm
job.
tracking. I'm making a marker here, so I'm going to track how many rounds the blade's active because as a 1-minute duration. It's not technically concentration because it's from the sword.
Most excellent. It seems that I've skipped a few people. Actually, we're starting at the top of the round, so that's what Nox does when we get to him. Drake fell. You find yourself here next to Carderock Hogness and some smoking white ash, what used to be a bone naga.
Drake is going to help Robin out. And to do so, he is going to shadow step right above the specter.
Drake, where did you come from?
This one came from the shadows. And then as he steps out, he's going to pretty much backhand it with his first strike.
Mm.
Give me a second. 15.
You strike the specter.
Okay. And now this is also a sneak attack, I believe, correct? Because of the
Yes.
shadows.
Yes, it is.
Also because I'm there as well, like right next to it.
As well that.
Right. I just wanted to see, double check.
Oh, there are 2 points I wanted to mention, things that got overlooked last time. Somebody pointed out to me, Vince, that it seems like you weren't adding your dexterity modifier into your
that got pointed
damage
to
roll.
me, and I've changed that on my sheet, so I
Okay,
make sure I can remember.
Very good. That's exactly what it is. And then the other thing was something I forgot is the way I treat incorporeal monsters, creatures in D&D is they actually make an attack versus your dexterity saving throw because they can pass through armor and other physical matter.
To clarify that house rule, is it a fixed number that we're making a saving throw against?
No, it's a contest.
It's a contest. That's
Yeah,
what I wanted to
active
clarify.
Contest.
Cool.
As Drake is like appearing in front of me, I'm gonna look at him and be like, Drake, remember to attack like this and this so you do more damage.
First hit is for 8, and I'm going to spend a key point to make a stunning strike.
Okay. Constitution saving throw of 14.
No, he is stunned.
The spirit.
So his Drake
the
fist
spirit
glows
kind of
with, like a shadowy energy when he strikes, which will surround the specter and just lock it up in place.
Mm-hmm. You've done that quite effectively. I think you still have another attack. If I'm not mistaken.
Drake still has one more attack. I think this one's going to miss. 11.
You do have an advantage because it's stunned. Did you roll 2?
Oh, no. Oh, that's good. So 16.
16 will hit.
All right. And this is now just going to be the regular strike, correct?
Mm-hmm.
9. So this one's just, he falls up with the other hand in the back to strike.
You have slain the specter, and the potency of your key strike causes the thing to burst into nothingness. With an echoing howl, it is sent back to oblivion.
Drake's going to look at Robin and goes, this one did not need your help, it seemed.
I'm gonna scoff back, show off.
Robin, what else do you do besides scoffing?
Oh, it's my turn. I'm gonna be like, show off. Let me show you how you really get this done. I'm gonna run up and attack the one that's not the one in front of Noxiqual, but the one to the right of the one in front of Noxiqual. And also, what I'm going to do is, do I want to do that? Actually, yeah, I do. This would be in character since I want to show off as well. I'm gonna use a bonus action to use my Shadow Blade. Which I believe are we in dim light right now?
You are in darkness at the moment.
This is darkness at the moment. Okay, that's fine. So when I attack a creature that is in darkness or dim light with my Shadow Blade, I get advantage on it. So I had my sneak attack anyway, but I have to show off. So I'm gonna as I'm running, I'm just gonna have this shadowy blade appear in my hand and sort of wink at Drake, and then go in to attack it with advantage.
Noxiqual eyes your Shadow Blade curiously.
Oh, okay. I'm glad I had advantage. The first one was a 3. So this is a 15 plus dex, so 20.
Success.
Yes.
Quite a success.
And I've never used this before, so this is 2d8. Let me get my d8. Where's my d8s at? I haven't used d8s in a while. So 2d8, and then since it's advantage, that means that I get my sneak attack, which is 4d6. So 1.
Also
2.
counts as a finesse weapon, so you get your dex as well.
Yes, I add the dex as well. Yes. All right. So this is, oh, wow. This is 3 5s. So that's 15, 16, 19, 21 plus my dex. So this is 26 damage. And as I am slicing through this specter with my Shadow Blade, I'm just smirking at Drake.
You slice the malevolent spirit in twain, and it is no more.
Drake, as always, gives the one finger salute. And just shakes his head, not really impressed at all whatsoever.
I'm gonna like put my hands up and be like, "What do you mean? I just one shot it.
He's gonna point to Noxiqual and goes, bigger.
Lykar Telvantis.
I think Lykar is gonna kind of go up to the left a little bit, like diagonally up left, yeah, northwest. That's good, right about there. Might have to go up a little more so I have a little better shot on him. I think I had a little more movement left.
Okay. Bear with me. I'm trying to. There we go.
Comrades, why is the light just constantly moving around so much? I don't understand. It goes from here and then here.
It's jostling back and forth on the hustling.
It's not the only thing.
The hustling form of Lykar. Lykar, you see this bone naga slinking up there.
Oh.
I believe you can see it. You have 60 foot of dark vision? Yep, you can see it.
Yeah, actually,
Okay.
who all can see the Naga? I'm curious. Or can we all see the Naga?
Not
Carderock.
Not Carderock or not Carderock.
Carderock, there's a giant bone snake to the north.
Well, so actually, I am in the dim light area now, thanks to Lykar having moved.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
for a time there, I wasn't actually able to see between my last turn, sometime after my last turn, and now.
Yeah.
I mean, there's
Lykar,
giant
what are you thinking?
I think I'm going to attack the bone naga, try and slow it down a little bit. I have a Ray of Frost cantrip. I'll go with that.
Okay. I believe you attack the creature.
Yep. Oh, God. 19.
You strike it with your ray of cold energy.
Okay, cool. So it's 2d8. So 7. And 2 is 9. So it does 9 damage, and its speed is -10.
Mm-hmm. Okay. 9. There we are. All right. You have struck it with your ray of frost. That seemed to be effective. Noxiqual has slain those two. Carderock, Hawkiness, Valiant One.
All right, so I can see again, fortunately. So
Yeah, this is the area in which you can see this
Right.
light. Yeah.
hearing what Robin said about the terrifying bone snake to the north, I'm just gonna basically move straight ahead to the lower left quadrant of that square, 3 squares directly above where my token is right now. So, like, the edge of the light, but within it. Yeah. And then I'm going to cast a spell because it doesn't actually say that I have to see the creature. It just says one creature of your choice within range, which is 60 feet, that can hear.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that's within 60 feet.
Assuming
yeah.
the bone snake can hear.
That's true.
Yeah, it's on his phone. I don't know if it could hear.
What is Card casting?
He's gonna try it anyway and see if it works, and maybe he'll upcast it again if it does work, because they're not immune to psychic damage. So he is going to look out into the darkness and whisper, "I know you're out there. Oh yes, I do. I don't see you, but I don't need to. Here comes a candle to light you to bed, and here comes my chopper to chop off your head. Chop, 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 chop. Your whole world's dead." And it's going to emphasize the dissonance in that little cast Dissonant Whispers.
Carderock, speaking poetry to the monsters isn't going to do anything. You have a blade, use it.
Oh, just you watch, Robin. Just you watch.
Okay, so Carderock whispers his eldritch whispers into the darkness. I've got a 17 wisdom saving throw for the Bone Naga.
So it can hear me. That will make it, but that'll still
Okay.
have the damage instead of
From the shadows. You hear the thing whisper back. Your riddles are no good against me, fool.
Well, it's still gonna take 7 psychic damage.
You hear its bones chittering and clacking a bit by that. The specter reaches out for Noxiqual. It's fairly well locked in with what's happening there. Noxiqual, make a dexterity saving throw.
Let me get my dex save. There it is.
Roboto. It's back.
All right, you're a little
Uh,
buddy.
Sorry.
Oh, you're good now.
Okay. It's probably going to get me in this case. I only got a 7.
I've got 21 to hit.
You probably would have made it anyways.
12 necrotic damage.
Okay.
And make a constitution saving throw.
Yeah, I'm almost certain to make that. Let's see. Yep, I got a 13 on the con save.
A sickly feeling runs through you, but nothing more.
Yep.
The Bone Naga, who's been a bit pelted by spells here, is going to take a moment to get out of view. You hear the creature chanting a spell, in fact. Lykar. I guess basically everyone would be familiar with this one. You've all pretty much heard it before. So you believe this thing has chanted a lightning bolt spell, and it's holding it there.
Holding it.
Yeah. Also, Noxiqual must make a Constitution saving throw to maintain concentration.
Which I get advantage on thanks to Warcaster feat.
Okay.
So
Also, Robin is cheering. Come on, does he get a third dice for that?
easily I made it.
Okay.
With a 16.
All right, you maintain the sickening radiance over there. The Bone Naga is, well, you can't exactly see it, but it's not appearing. There is another Bone Naga.
Okay.
Okay.
By the way, I don't know if the Bone Naga moved for compulsory reasons, but since it made the save, it didn't have to move. It took half damage, it didn't have to move.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
Everyone, I see a third Bone Naga up there. Trust me, I promise it's there. I know none of us can see or hear it, but it's over there.
You can hear something clacking and the bony sounds of it slinking along. Oh, and then a fell presence grows closer and closer. Something like a breath of the void. Something like a otherworldly, hollow moan. What is this thing that draws nigh, that brings the air down to unnatural chill?
Noxiqual, did you summon another demon while I wasn't looking? I told you to stop doing that.
Yeah.
Something is up there. Something is up there with that Bone Naga, and you're not sure what it is, but you're getting a very eerie and fell sensation running over you. Drake, how do you react to that?
Drake is going to look at his party and before moving around to place 2 strikes on the last specter.
Are you moving to flank?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that gives you advantage.
Plus 2 to hit.
Oh, plus 2 to hit.
That's my house roll.
Sorry.
Flanking gives you plus 2 to hit.
Sorry.
No.
Okay. 1 second.
Oh, I actually did have a question while out of the game, Esper.
Yeah.
For the flanking, so I'm curious because like it has to do with sneak attack. So generally flanking would give you sneak attack because of advantage. Would I still get my sneak attack even though it's not technically advantage because it's usually
Have you read Sneak Attack, Robin?
Sneak attack will work in two situations. One is when you have advantage, and the other one is when you have an ally adjacent to your target.
No. I know the advantage thing. I was curious if like since flanking usually gives advantage, or if like it's just we're just taking off the sneak attack as well. Because it was just I was curious.
He just literally said if you have an ally adjacent to the target, you get sneak attack. Flanking would be that situation.
Oh yes, I'm.
Yeah, we have sneak attack, Robin.
Yes.
All right,
So,
26.
Like let's say Drake wasn't there and Robin was attacking. You would sneak attack as long as you hit.
Yeah, no, let's not talk about that.
Oh, okay.
It's all good.
I promise I'm a rogue, guys. I'm not just
Drake looks
honest,
at Robin
guys.
and just face palms.
Teach you how to play your class one of these days.
With a 26 to strike, tries to punch straight through the back of the
Yeah,
head.
you've struck it.
Okay. And since this is a sneak attack, 2d6s, which is
It's
nice.
funny because I mentioned the sneak attack with the adjacent thing for Drake against the Spectre just 5 minutes ago too.
Yeah. Well, I had sneak attack because of
The Shadow Step.
Step.
Yeah.
7.
This Spectre, I believe, was already had already been struck before in some fashion. I have it noted down, so that was enough to finish and defeat the last Spectre. Actually,
Drake's going to look at Robin and hold up 2 fingers.
I'm gonna look back and say Noxiqual softened it up for you.
Drake, do you stay there in the light? Do you press on? You still have
Drake's going to move up to the cove that's just straight above the light. Yeah, right there. And then pretty much going to end my turn there.
Very well. Robin, you've seen the last of the Spectres fade into oblivion before your very eyes. What do you do now?
I think I'll go to sort of where Drake is as well. I'll get beside him on the left. And then I'll just, I guess, a little bit further back. Yeah. I don't want to be in front of him. I just want to be like right next to him. Yeah. And then I guess
around the corner.
Well, no, that's what I. Oh, I see. Oh, I have. Okay, yeah, I'll go in front of him then. Actually, sorry, yeah, didn't realize I had to be there.
Is your speed 30?
Yes, 30.
Okay, 30 will get you there.
All right, yeah, I'll go there, and then I guess I'll ready in action. So if I see like any enemy, I'll just depending on, I guess I have to pick one. I guess I'll just throw my dagger at any enemy that gets in range.
Okay, you ready your dagger?
Specifically, my Shadow Blade. Actually, I can throw that thing as well.
Okay, excellent. Lykar, what have you?
I think I'm just going to move up to the north, up by the wall.
Here?
Yep.
Oh, also, like, as Lykar comes up, I sort of want to look at him and be like, Lykar, that frostbolt was really cool, I have to admit.
Yes, it was very cool. Because
Yes.
it's frosty.
Yeah.
Noxiqual, what about you?
Yeah, well, we know that it's hiding around the corner there.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Oh, did Lykar do something else with his action?
Or you could ready something.
I'll just ready my dagger.
Okay, you could ready the icy ray if you want.
Mm-hmm.
Would you like that instead?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah. Okay.
About to say, Lykar readying a dagger. Oh.
Yeah.
let me give
I
you
think
some
he meant the
pointers on
lightning
that.
dagger.
Yeah, with the spell, what you do is you actually cast the spell, and you're just like holding it like there in your hands, like all charged up. And then when you see your trigger, then you let it loose.
And
Now, do you
thankfully-
lose the spell if the end of the turn comes and nothing?
It's basically you're concentrating on it's what's happening. So I assume you're not concentrating on any other spells currently.
Once your turn comes back up, it's gone. If you haven't triggered it.
Well, you can keep concentrating on it.
Oh, that's different than the way I understood it.
Okay.
You can continue concentrating until you release it, or until if you just stop concentrating, or someone knocks you out of concentration, then it's lost.
Okay. Well, that's just a cantrip. So
In your case, it's a cantrip, so no biggie.
Okay.
Okay, so what's Noxiqual doing in this situation here?
Noxiqual's looking around, and then he kind of assesses the situation, and he says, Drake, get ready to run out there and dodge whatever it's got prepared. I'll cover you. Noxiqual's
This one
going to
shall.
move 20 feet to the left and about 5 feet down. So 2 squares to the left to the wall, and then 5 feet down. So I'm in darkness, basically, is where I want to be,
Okay.
right there.
Mhm.
And I will ready an Eldritch Blast from my sword if I see an enemy.
All right, Eldritch energy crackles along the insubstantial blade of shadow. Carderock Hawkness. Oh, valiant
right.
one.
So, yeah, it's
Oh,
still out there.
doer of brave deeds.
Well, it's the thing that I need to do the brave deed to is still out in the darkness, and
Yeah.
being a human, I don't have dark vision unless I can get me some fancy drow goggles or something. So I'm gonna move up, basically like a knight's move in chess, or well, one square shy of that, so I can stay within the light.
I swore that you were the one with the light source. That made
That's
sense.
Lykar.
Yeah.
That's Lykar with the light
That's
source.
Lykar.
He's holding a
Um,
little pebble, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Is that what
And-
is that the space you like?
Yeah. Now I know that that undead things are generally immune to fear, right?
That's pretty common.
I mean, in character, is that something I would know? Out of character,
It's pretty typical. Mm-hmm.
all right. So yeah, I'm gonna go there, and then I'm going to bless all 3 of those people. So Robin, Drake, and Lykar.
All right, the 3 of you have been blessed by whatever holy name Carderock invokes.
In the name of Illis the Lantern, let some light shine on this situation. Gods know we need it. Or I do anyway. I'm
Who were
not
the people that were blessed?
fancy fey folk who see in the dark. Those 3 that are right there.
Lykar,
Lykar,
Drake, and Robin.
and Drake.
You
What's
have
what's a tingly sensation, Cod?
a pleasant tingle runs through you, maybe a little surge of confidence. You have an additional 1d4 that you'll add into attack rolls and saving throws.
Indeed.
Oh boy.
And then after that, I'm going to enter my special defensive stance to be ready to attack of opportunity a la 3.5 if something should come near me.
Very well. Okay. You hear the sound of a bone naga slinking along. The one over on the other side of the sickening radiance. That one, well,
Charge through it.
you hear that one chanting some sort of spell. What was that? Something. You don't see anything, no visible effects happening over in that direction.
Is anyone else curious how these things are talking, by the way? I mean, they have no tongue, right? They're just bone.
Seems to be. It is a great mystery.
Great mystery indeed.
It's called magic. Suggest you learn it.
I do some magic. Little sparks come out of my hand.
All right. We're going to move this over to... actually, there is some more communication taking place up here. It's in a low guttural language. Can everyone just tell me the languages that you all speak? I just kind of one by one let me know what you speak.
Drake knows Common, Elven, and Thieves' Chant.
Okay, there's none of those. Does anyone got anything else?
Robin knows Common, Elvish, Dwarven, and Thieves' Cant.
None of those.
Common primordial.
Nope.
Lykar knows Common, Elvish, Draconic, Primordial, and Giant.
You know so many languages, like
Yeah. Impressive, but no. Okay, I don't think anyone knows what this language is, but you hear some low guttural voice, a hollow, raspy, moaning thing that seems to be speaking some manner of vile syllables.
I realize I may have made a mistake a long time ago that I haven't yet corrected. I have that Card can speak common, and then I have extra language written down from when I created the character and never actually chose it.
Okay,
So
well, it's not like
All of a
one that
sudden, he
takes
knows the language that is being spoken.
I want to go on the record here to say that I think Draconic is probably a language a knight might know, and
Okay.
so from this point forward, it's Draconic.
Okay, let it be known you speak Draconic.
Yeah.
And whatever that was not speaking in Draconic.
Yeah.
No, Car's just like, I would like to speak the language that is being spoken right now, please, Dungeon Master.
Yeah, there we go.
All right, so they are communicating with one another in some fashion.
Well, we're all going to take our turns again, I assume, yeah?
It is actually Drake's turn now. Drake,
Yeah.
you hear things moving around up there, awful speech being uttered.
Now, Drake, go. Listen to your captain. Run out into the fire.
Drake is going to bolt straight to what looks like a rock that he can hide behind.
Are you talking about this here?
Yes.
This is a stalagmite, a pretty good-sized one. It looks like you could get some cover behind that.
Okay. Yeah, and that's what he's going to bolt for. And if they attack, he's going to shadow step.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Okay.
Robin.
No, don't move me. I don't know what to go there. Why
Okay,
the gods?
that is Robin indeed. Okay, so you are bolting, and speaking of bolt, as you get here, this bone naga unleashes its lightning bolt. Make a dexterity saving throw.
You've got this, Drake, or not. Either way, it's all right with me.
Come on, evasion.
Double check my stats. 12.
Oh, there's something else there.
12. Oh my gods. You have succeeded.
Drake
Nice.
just
That is exactly
Matrix.
the DC on Bone Naga. Okay.
Just dodges it and then shadow steps right behind the stalagmite.
You have evasion, do you not?
Yes.
All right.
Dodge.
So you feel a little zapping sensation, but the bolt of it passes right by you. You use some spectacular maneuver, and you are not damaged by the lightning bolt. However, there is another creature there that had a prepared action.
Oh, damn it.
The thing you see is an awful undead creature. It looks like something that withered away a long time ago and is like this hanging sack of gray dead flesh swaying back and forth, ragged tatters of some strange cloak or robe. Its mouth hangs impossibly wide open. Its eyes are just these hollow, empty voids. It looks like this here, if you all can see it.
Oh, jeez.
Out of character,
Yes.
run. In character, I can't see that.
Why?
It's a pretty awful thing, and you feel something very deathly to its gaze. Make a Constitution saving throw.
10.
10 is a failure. So you feel life force being sapped from you as this creature looks upon you.
Do we see this like happening? Like his life force being sucked out?
So at this point, you don't see anything extreme in terms of effects on Drake's body, though he probably has a little writhe of agony, I would imagine.
Okay.
He would scream out in pain.
Yeah,
It's direct life force being stolen from him.
he screams out some. He suffers 32 necrotic damage.
Oh god, that's
Ouch.
a lot. That's a big hit. Drake,
Now,
you okay there, buddy?
Now, I need you to make a snap decision here, Drake. This creature has a gaze, and it has a very unsettling gaze that sends cold shivers to the core of your being. You can choose to look away from the thing and avert your eyes if you want. If you do so, you can't see it. Or you can choose to meet its gaze, and you'll be rolling another saving throw.
Drake's going to shadow step behind the stalagmite to just break any sort of line of sight on him.
Okay, so Drake steps over here, slipping through shadows, turns his gaze away, gets some cover behind that stalagmite. Do you have something else you can do still?
I can still. Well, Drake can still throw 2 shurikens.
Just to be sure here, you did add a D4 to that saving throw,
Yes,
right?
on both of them.
All right, cool.
If without it, I would have had my D4 came up as a 1, which kind of screwed me, and I had a 6.
Yeah.
Alas, fortune is not smiling upon you at this moment. Maybe your luck will change, though.
Yeah. All right. So Drake's gonna, I guess, throw 2 shurikens at the bone naga because he can look at that one.
Okay, so you carefully angle your gaze to just see a bit of that bone naga, and you fling shurikens its direction.
All right. First attack is 24.
Oh, that is quite a hit.
Okay. For 6 points of damage.
All right, you have struck it for a bit of a glancing hit. And the
second shuriken. Whoops. Dice went flying. So I'm going to re-roll that, if that's all right.
Mm-hmm.
26.
26. Oh, definitely a hit.
Yeah. That flying dice landed on a 4. I really wish I had that for that save.
my general table rule is dice on the table, otherwise they don't count.
Okay. It was on the table, but it wasn't in my dice tray, so.
No worries.
Yeah, I wanted to count it. What's that? All right, so that's going to be for 8 points of damage.
All right, so you've struck it with a couple shurikens. Not bad. Robin, you've seen your friend writhing in pain. He shouted a bit. Something deadly is up there in the shadows. What are you doing?
I'm gonna move up and I will throw my shadow dagger at the naga.
Okay. So, are you just like popping out and throwing it, just taking cover at the wall? What are you doing here?
Yeah, I'm just gonna pop out a bit and try and get it with only where I can get it. So
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you peek your head out as you can. There is this thing back here. I assume you are not looking at it.
No,
okay.
Not after seeing what happened to Drake. I also only know about the naga anyway, so that would be the one that I would go for.
Mm-hmm. Very well. Since you're just eking out a little bit, I will give half cover to the bone naga.
Okay. I do still have advantage because it's in darkness, correct? So with my attack.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that is a natural 20.
Woohoo!
Nice.
Yes.
While he's thrown the dagger, Drake's going to be shouting to Noxiqual, "There's a third."
There's a third as I'm throwing the dagger.
An unknown creature this one does not know.
A third what?
Undead. This one does not know.
Understood.
Throw your bloody light over there. That would be much appreciated.
This one cannot cast light.
Can't you see, Cod?
Oh, can't you see? Can't you see? Oh, look at you. Oh, yes. Oh, I am an elf or some flitting fairy. I can see in the dark. Well, no.
There's no time to argue right now, Cod.
So are you done your turn, Nick, or did
I have
you?
I have to roll. I rolled a natural 20, so
Okay, so roll your dice.
Yep, sorry. I forgot. I think it. So should I just double whatever I roll, or should I actually roll double the dice?
You'll double the dice and then just add your typical plus bonus one time.
Okay, so this is a lot. So this is 48, and then I also
A lot.
Yeah, then it's also the sneak attack, so it's 8d6s.
Woo!
1.
It's always fun when you're a rogue and you crit.
It's so great.
Yeah, rogues, like, they have the highest amount of burst damage on a crit.
Also,
and sneak attack.
when I do this, so with my shadow, I sort of want to like peek out, like have the shadow dagger appear in my hand, and then like look at Drake who's like hurting over there, wink at him, and be like, "Don't worry, buddy, I got this," and then throw my dagger at that guy. All right, this is 4, 8, 12, 14, 19, 20, 28, 36, 42, 48. That's 47 plus 5, so 50, 52. 52 damage.
The bone naga lets out a rasping sound, and its bones collapse to the ground in a scatter.
Nice. I'm gonna like look at Drake and be like, "That's how you do it, Drake. Now, do you need any help?"
This one could use a healing potion, but this one doesn't think you would be willing to share.
I'm gonna run over to him using my bonus action and averting my gaze from that thing.
Mm-hmm.
I want to get behind the thing as well, if possible.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
So yeah, I'm gonna like be in Drake, and then I'm going to. Oh, actually, can I give him a healing potion?
I think you're out of like
Would-
actions
would
you
take an
can do.
Would it take an action to just give it to him?
Well,
Like not
well,
like make
there's
him use it, just like.
I feel like you can get it out because you have to pull it out.
Yeah, you can
Yeah,
you can just like do a quick interaction with one object per turn. So if you just want to like get it out real quick in your hand, you can do that.
And he
Yeah,
can take
yeah.
it from you on his turn.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. That's what I wanted to do. Yeah. So I'll like pull out the healing potion and be like, "Yeah, Drake, take this," and then that's
Very well. Okay, so yeah, you're approaching there. You're getting the vial out from your satchel. Lykar, what are you doing in this situation?
I
Lykar?
think that's the most damage I've done.
That was pretty intense. That and the critical hit smite, those were both pretty
Did we
serious.
lose Dennis?
Lykar, are you there? Did we lose him? Hello?
Looks like it might have disconnected him.
His
Oh,
screen
he's
doesn't-
frozen.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's frozen. Do we want to go to someone else's turn then, and then hopefully he gets back?
Okay, let's see if
I'll shoot
he.
him a message real
Yeah, I'll see
quick.
if he said anything in Discord. He didn't drop a message in Discord.
No.
Does anyone have his number? I don't have his number.
I've got his number. Okay, give me a sec. I will. I'm gonna
Drake,
give him-
hurry, drink this. I think a sorcerer has for some reason frozen in spot. Is that? Did you see something else up there?
I'm
Is
gonna
that
give him. I'm gonna
some
give him a
lich
quick
or
ring. I'll be
something?
right back.
Just
Sure.
this one only saw the Naga and the other creature.
I see. Well, if it means anything, I'm really glad that Noxiqual told you to go up there instead of me, because now you're the one who's hurting, not myself. But here, I still have a healing potion for you.
So, did you guys hear about the time the two basilisks saw each other in the hallway?
Yes, I did.
They said,
I
Let's
did.
rock.
Yes, I did. I heard about it. It was a rock party.
Yeah, it was a rock concert.
Rock concert.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but you shouldn't take those kind of jokes for granted.
Hey,
I'm dying.
that was a real nice one, as in GNEISS.
Yeah, no, we got it. We got
I
it.
know. I just had to point out that I had taken it way too far.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
All right, so I shot Dennis a text. Maybe he just had a little blip there in the internet. So let's move on. We'll see if he comes back on Noxiqual.
Wait, what is this internet you speak of? I didn't
So, Esper, my precise movement's going to be 10 feet up, 5 feet diagonal, so I can then see past the rock edge.
Okay.
And I am looking, so you can definitely go ahead and show me what's up there with my 120 feet of vision.
All right, you meet the deathly gaze of the undead monstrosity here.
Oh, Dennis is back.
Nice.
Welcome back. We'll get
Okay.
to your turn just after Nox here.
Sure thing.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Oh,
No worries.
Lykar, why did
No
you
worries.
run away like that? We needed you.
Lykar kind of hesitated, shocked for a moment. Make a Constitution saving throw.
Am I within
Noxiqual.
range? All right. Let's see.
I honestly thought you were about to make Lykar make a Constitution saving throw, like for coming back shocked. It's like
Just for
Lykar,
coming
you-
around the corner. All right.
Okay, that's true. You're not close enough. So go ahead and keep going.
Can you show me everything that I can see? Like with the
Yep.
extra distance.
Okay.
10, 20, 40, 60. Can I see a little further? Is that all right? And all that I see is that guy at the moment.
Okay,
Unless
so you can
there's another
basically,
creature.
yeah, you can basically see the majority of this cavern. Obviously, there's some blockages from walls and such,
Yeah.
but
I
you
can't see the bone naga yet.
yeah, but you have no indication that there's anything else. You'd have to do an active perception
That's-
check if you were so inclined.
That's fine. I was curious if there's like a bone naga right out in the open, just past the map where you had.
Okay, not that you can notice.
I am going to then cast a spell. It's very familiar. It's the Sickening Radiance. Let's see what we call that one. Sickening Radiance. Yep.
Okay, so this is you're casting again
Basically,
the same spell.
Correct. I'm letting my concentration drop on that one, and we can just move it on over. And what I would like to do is, push it a little bit further back so they'd have to run through it, like that.
Now Carderock can see as well.
Yes, I was wondering about that. This means I can now see the things that are in that.
I've got you covered. Yeah. Can you?
It does
push
create this creates dim light in this area.
It does.
Yeah.
Can you push it a little further north? I actually want there to be a safe spot right on the edge there, next to the guy, if possible. Perfect.
That's smart.
So he'll have to
again-
come out towards us. Yeah. So, sorry. Go ahead.
Very well. Yeah, you have once again conjured your area of eldritch light that the undead have not been enjoying very much.
Correct. And then I'm going to use the other 15 feet of my movement to go to the right, 15 feet right. Because I know there's another Naga over that way that's probably going to want to come dance.
Okay, so let's go back to Lykar.
Yes.
What are you doing?
All right, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to say, what's going on out there? What can you see? I want to try and figure out what we're fighting, if anybody...
I killed a bone naga.
This one was
I
attacked.
saved Drake.
There's
There's-
another undead.
Yeah, there's some sort of powerful undead that is radiating this deathly aura.
Medium humanoid size, like a human sized person. But it's got a face with this huge gaping mouth in the center of it.
Yes, it made Drake scream like a little girl. Don't worry though, I'm here. I'm protecting him. It's all right.
Okay, well, I'm going to go to the left, a little behind, right, just about where to
Carderock.
Carderock is. Yeah, I'm trying to. The tokens are small. I don't have my
15
glasses.
feet. Yep.
And I think we're going to try and nuke some things here.
Hey.
So
You must make a decision, Lykar. Do you meet the deathly gaze of this creature or not?
No, I'm just going to kind of put the fireball up that way.
Okay. So you look away from the terrible thing and launch a ball of fire up into there.
That's correct.
Let's roll some dexterity saving throws.
Okay.
I'll start actually with the smaller one, this deathly thing.
Does anybody know what this is we're fighting?
In character,
Yeah, in character.
Out of
that
character, yes. In
no.
character. No.
That was a 6, and in the Bone Naga got a 9, so those are both failures.
Okay.
Right, just nuke them. Kill the damn things. That is both in and out of character.
Yeah.
We got 12,
And maybe earn a coin.
17, 20, 23, 6,
Drake, why is Lykar counting numbers?
31.
This one, he counts numbers to know how massive the fireball should be.
Ah, I see. I must discuss this with him later. I'm trying to learn more arcane things.
That was a good fireball. It works just fine on the Bone Naga. This thing here resisted it. It seems to have resistance against fire, so it took 15.
Okay.
Anything else? You still feel this unnerving, deathly aura coming off the thing, even though you're not looking at it.
Okay. I'm gonna kind of slink back to the right a little bit.
Slink back. Okay. Oh, there we are. To there.
Yeah, that's fine. Out of sight.
The Naga is still standing, correct?
It is.
Let me know when their turn comes up.
Mm-hmm. Lykar, at the end of your turn, you suffer 5 points of necrotic damage as you still feel the necrotic undead aura emanating off of this thing.
Oh no. Okay. Well, I got my 9 temporary hit points, so now that's down to 4.
Carderock.
All right. So,
First order of business is, do you look at the creature or not?
Card is going to do a couple of things. As part, he's going to move and he's going to cast a spell and he's going to use a bonus action. As part of moving, he's going to sort of forcefully lean forward so that his helmet just like slides slightly out of position and blocks his eyes, because he's been hearing people talking about covering your eyes. So he's just going to make it so that his eyes are covered for the time being by metal. And then he's going to whisper out into the darkness, or the thing he's not looking at. Oh, look at me, I'll kill you with my mind. Oh, well, wait and see. I think you'll find that you're already dead. And it's going to cast Dissonant Whispers at an upcast 3rd level slot.
Very nice. Did you say you are moving forward?
And then, yes, I'm also going to move forward to that. Yeah, to right there.
It's right there? Okay.
Yes, and then is going to ready his defensive stance thing.
All right. Dissonant Whispers. That is a 17 wisdom saving throw.
That will make it, but since it's upcast, it's halved of even more damage. So it's going to be a total of... Nice, that's some 6s in there. An even 20, so 10.
10. Okay. All right. Otherwise, it didn't seem to resist that. I'll say that much. And then you're entering the defense or the fighting stance. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. At the end of your turn, you suffer 5 points of necrotic damage.
Ouchies. Well, those temporary hit points did a very good job.
All right. Bone Naga starts his turn here, and I believe it makes a con save for Sickening Radiance.
Correct. I will give you the DC that he's looking for.
18.
That is correct. 18 is the DC.
18, okay. Well, 18 is what he got.
Yep.
All right. It is moving out. It's going near to you, Carderock.
Carderock, I told you to stop provoking things.
And it is moving within 10 feet.
Yeah.
So I'm going to make an attack of opportunity against it.
You got that tunnel fighter.
Indeed.
Nice.
Good.
Use my celestial blue d20 to bring me all the luck of the outside sky that's far above us. And that's going to just straight up nat 20 up in here. So
Oh,
Two
Yeah.
nat 20s
Oh.
in like 2 rounds.
Sounds
Uh,
like might
there
be
we
time
go.
to smite.
Party time. It does sound like a good time to smite. I declare it now. I thought you had to declare it before you.
Nope. Smiting can be declared after hitting.
Huh?
There's a
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
There's a couple.
Read your,
same
read
with
your ability.
Stunning
It says it
Fist.
right there.
Yeah,
just to
I
let
just,
you know what's happening. The bone naga is like slithering around side you to focus onto Lykar there.
all right. Yeah, I certainly will make that a smite. So that means it's going to double the weapon damage and the smite damage, correct?
Don't forget that extra D8
Mhm,
because
yes.
it's undead.
And the extra one because it's undead. You're right. Let me get out another D8.
Oh, you know what I forgot? I forgot to add my D4 to the attack that I did.
Oh yeah, man, you gotta remember that bless.
Yeah.
Don't want to forget that.
If you forget it, you don't get it.
It can be make or break.
I mean, it didn't matter, but like, I mean, I did forget it. It's like, ugh. I would like to roll back time, please, Esper, so I can add
You
that extra
can't do
damage.
that.
So you act extra hit it.
Yeah, actually.
What are we looking at for Carderock's critical hit here?
That was actually some low rolling on the damage dice, but that is still going to be a 19 plus 14, a 33.
That's still really good.
All right, you have smote your foe upon the cavern floor. It crumbles before you.
This one is not paying you for it.
There is an additional bone nog. Ah, this, of course. It's the one over here. Mm-hmm.
Robin.
Yes, Cod.
That was fine work earlier. Welcome to the guild.
I'm in the guild now. This is what I've always wanted.
Yes, the Fool's Guild.
Oh yeah, like welcome to the club because we're now members of the Bone Naga Slayers Association.
I'm gonna look back at Drake and be like, Drake, you should take pointers from us.
Noxiqual, you see this bone naga slink along over to your right-hand side.
In particular, I'm a
watching
member of the Bone Naga Slayers Association.
I'm going to roll a Constitution saving throw for the other undead thing.
You know it's
That
an
is
18.
well, it's an 8, so that is a failure.
I've got the damage for you. Let's see.
You're just wrecking these bone nagas, aren't we?
It's 23 radiant damage. Also, it starts glowing with the sickly green light even if it leaves, so it can't benefit from invisibility or anything. I don't think that it can, but you never know.
What's the range on that? Like, does it emanate from itself, or is it just glowing itself?
It's a glowing light of 5-foot radius around it, so it can't hide from Card at least.
Yeah, that's why I was curious on you.
And it also gains a level of exhaustion if they can. I don't think they can, but if it can, that's like -2 ability checks, I want to say.
Undead cannot get exhausted, but
I thought
just
so.
to let you know, the first level of exhaustion is disadvantage on ability checks.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
figured.
The thing howls. It thrashes about. That was a lot of radiance that it just took. Is there any other effect to it? I think that's
The glowing 5-foot,
Mhm.
it's now
Mhm.
radiating light.
all right. It shambles out of that aura.
Cool.
Shambles out of the aura. It's actually quite intent on Noxiqual here.
I don't know why,
Yeah.
Esper, although that looks like it provokes
It's
from Card.
it
Or is it going?
he used his reaction on the last attack of opportunity.
I did, but let me just really quickly check the
Think
specific
you can-
tunnel fighter rule.
So long as you can take
Yeah.
an attack,
I think it actually it does
doesn't
not,
use your reaction.
as long as I'm in that special defensive stance. If
So
I
long
forget
as it's a
that stance,
normal.
it doesn't work. But
Yeah.
Let me just really quickly check that. Tunnel Fighter.
I'll tell you right now. I played it before. You can use your reaction to take one when they step into your whatever. And
You
then
can
you
make
can take.
opportunity attacks without using your reaction, and you can use your reaction to make a melee attack against a creature that moves more than 5 feet within your reach. Yes. Okay.
Yep.
So actually, yes, I can take an opportunity attack against that.
If he moved through your normal area of threatening.
Correct.
Esper?
How do
Yeah,
I get
Up to
him?
you.
How do I
I
get
don't
him
know how
back?
he moved. Just revert last move, right?
There
Yeah.
we go.
So you want to measure it out? Okay.
Is that the move he took? Because then in that case he did.
Yes. If that is, then he will get the attack.
See there? Yep. Pretty close. Yeah, definitely within 5 feet.
Alrighty. Well, and remember that the magic sword of lunging does allow him a 10-foot reach. But sounds like that was within 5 anyway. So
Creature shambles. It just has a wild way about it. It had been going slowly, and now it's just like lurching forward with a madness compelling it. In doing so,
all right.
it passes by Carderock the defender.
This die is doing well for me tonight. That is going to be a 26 to hit.
That definitely hits.
All right. Sounds
We're
like
all-
it's time for another smite.
We're all rolling really well tonight.
We're rolling decently well. I failed that con save.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
What paladins are made for. Undead
Definitely sounds
killing.
like it's time to smite this.
Paladins and clerics, great for killing the undead.
However,
at least you didn't get hit by both attacks though, Drake. That would have been a lot worse.
Oh, that would have been way worse. Well, I
not-
would have taken half at least on the lightning bolt as well because I got the evasion.
Flush.
not a crit, but I did damn near as much damage. Rolled a lot of max values on dice. So that's 18, 26, 30. Yeah.
Damn.
10, 8, 8, 4.
You
Wow.
You
Oh, and
skewer
then-
the undead thing as it chaotically shambles, trying to get past you, desperate
then
to
actually-
to impart death upon the warlock. The wound, catches with a white flare. It burns the thing from within, and just the hollow skin and rags fall to the floor of the cavern.
Nice.
Yeah, that's what you get, little ghostly creature thing. That's don't mess with us anymore.
I was
We're
gonna,
not done yet. There's still one more.
I was gonna
There's one
mention
more.
actually with my damage bonus from ability score and weapon and whatnot. That's actually 37.
Oh,
So straight up more than
It is
the
extra defeated.
Adam.
Like
Right.
a deflated balloon, it just goes.
Just imagine Card like attacking it more. It's like I have more damage to give.
Okay, Card continually stabs the thing.
That thing
and
cocked
already
has-
a shrunken pile of hollow, deflated skin on the ground.
Drake looks over and goes, "This one believes it's dead now."
Carderock,
you can't walk over yet.
Drake fell. You know there's another foe out there. Are you heading that way? What are you doing?
Okay,
I'm
give
also,
me one second.
I'm also handing you a potion, by the way.
Oh yeah, you can take an action and like your use object to grab it from him and drink it.
Give me 1 second. I need to see how much. Okay, so I technically have 53 hit points. I thought it was lower when I said I needed the potion.
No,
It's
fine. I'm
okay.
gonna keep it for myself. I'm
Hold
gonna put
on,
it away
hold
right
on.
here.
That's not in character. That is out of
I
character.
know. I know.
Okay,
Well,
Drake's
you,
gonna do
uh,
like a quick pat down
You
of
make your
himself.
decision
before-
on what you want to do. Actually, I need to grab a different pair of earphones. These are kind of janking out on me, but I'll be just right back.
All right,
Sure thing is.
Okay, well, I'll take a 2-minute break then.
all right. I think I know what I'm going to do. And Nick, I'm not gonna need that potion.
Fine. I'm just gonna take the. Fine. You didn't ruin my potion, Drake. Fine. You know what? Next time I won't kill the bone naga for you. Could have put it away in my pouch.
So
This one would rather you had killed the other creature.
Hey, it's not my
among
fault
the,
you got attacked by it. Maybe you should have dodged better. I would have gotten away with it.
word among the knightly community is that they're lining helmets with corduroy fabric now. I hear it's making headlines.
Wait, what?
Corduroy.
Corduroy helmet
Get
liners. I hear they're making headlines.
Wrecked, Adam.
Oh my
You
god.
just get the hell out of here.
Okay, fine.
Noxiqual,
Adam, we will hunt you down.
Captain. Although I really like Cod being here and he kills things, can we kick him off of the crew? Is that okay? Is everyone in favor of that?
I mean,
This
he
one is not
brought
in
you,
favor.
so I don't know. That would mean you'd have to go too.
Wait, but
This one
I've
is in
done
favor.
but I've done nothing but help you all. Look, I killed the Bone with one.
It's a
kill of
package
money.
deal. If he stays, you stay.
This
You
one is
stay,
definitely
he
in
stays.
favor for that. If it means this
Cod,
one points Sorcerer
Cod,
on.
we talked.
This one is willing for it. This one will be
Cod,
sad,
we-
but this one will be willing.
Cod, we talked about this. Stop making a fool of yourself so much. Be more like me.
Yes. Less a
Yes.
fool to be like you.
Alienate your only ally.
If
Yeah,
that were
that's
true,
good.
I'd eat my sword.
Wait, you can do sword swallowing, Cod? I never knew you could do that.
I never said I could do that.
Drake is once again just gonna facepalm. So it's just like
Yeah. First off, this whole conversation is not actually happening.
yeah.
But it could.
We're
Probably
literally
eventually could happen.
metagaming.
Yeah.
I have returned.
All right.
Welcome back.
I can hear again now, so that's nice.
What is
Okay,
this
so-
strange voice I'm hearing? There's something above. It's rumbling inside of my soul.
Dungeon master.
This one knows it is
All
the Almighty.
A
When I
small
kill all the gods were dead.
right
It
here.
is the creator of the gods.
So
Little
did
gnome.
Drake quaff the potion there?
So what Drake did was real quickly pat himself down to try to figure out like what it was. And I got him. Now he has time. And realizing if he's still pretty in decent good shape, he's just gonna push the potion away, get up. How far is 45 movement as of right now?
It's about
Tell you.
it's about 2 or 4 squares.
Okay,
Should be about
45. If you're just moving in a straight line. Here,
Well, let me make sure. I might actually have more movement speed. than that.
You can also
Yeah.
take the dash action if you wanted to.
Okay, so it's 45. Okay. Well, I could step through someone's shadow and go further.
As long as it's not my shadow, Drake. It feels weird when you do that.
No, it wouldn't be yours.
Mhm.
Okay. Because all right, so I'm going to move the 45, and then I'm going to.
if you want,
step-
that's 45, and you're in dim light, so you can use shadow step.
Oh, I was going to do it through Noxiqual's shadow. Just to see, kind of, Drake wants to see if there's like any difference when he steps through it,
Mhm.
because he knows Noxiqual.
Yeah,
can
as
use
long
shadows.
as you're in the dim, as long as you're just not in this bright, you can do it.
Well, okay, yeah. So we'll do that, and then we're going to move 60 feet. I believe it's 60 feet.
Yep. So a 60-foot teleport will get you to there.
And then he's going to pull out 2 shurikens and toss them.
Very well. Take your shot.
Okay. 22.
Oh yes, very much a hit.
Okay. So. All right. And the first one will be a sneak attack because of the shadow step. And that's just a 7. The hit.
7. I'm sorry. How much was the damage?
7 in total.
Oh, 7 was the damage. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah, so it was 22 to hit, which you said was a hit, and then the yeah, I said that wrong, but it was 7 damage.
Got it. And the second shuriken.
Oh man. 28 to hit.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay, and so this is just a regular D4 at this point. Oh, that's nice. 9 points of damage.
All right. So you've struck the thing with a couple of shurikens. Smaller weapon hits, but nonetheless, you've damaged it. Though I should point this out, that first attack didn't it have advantage because of shadow step?
It's sneak attack.
Mm-hmm. So it'd be sneak attack.
I don't. Does sneak attack count as an advantage attack?
Yeah, yes, you get sneak
Yeah.
attack with advantage.
Do you want me to re-roll that d20 then?
Just well, first of all, did you roll 2 d20s?
No, I did not.
Okay, well, roll the other one. See if maybe you got a critical on a. There's a chance for that.
No, it
Yeah, so
It
just add your
wasn't.
sneak attack.
Okay,
Yeah.
so just roll your d6 of sneak attack damage.
Oh, I already rolled that. I rolled the sneak
Okay,
attack.
okay, very
Yeah.
well. So
You
we
They
still have
both ended
plus?
up. No, but those rolls, both dice came up as a 1. So
okay, I gotcha. Okay,
Yeah.
very well. Well, all we did was just confirm that you didn't get a critical hit.
yeah, but
Robin.
All right. So after seeing Drake do all that, I am gonna mutter under my breath, where no one can hear me, and be like, "Damn, he actually might be a little faster than me." And then I'm going to, and then I'm like gonna just run up as I'm gonna use a bonus action to dash as well. Well, depending on where I can get.
So you can get a total of 60 feet.
I believe. Yeah. Let me check just to confirm. Yeah, 60 feet.
All right, and then you still have your action from there.
Can I see the Naga at all? Like it's
It has half cover.
half cover. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, since I can see it, I'll attack it, and since it's in darkness, I have advantage still. So.
Very well.
Yeah. So I'm gonna run up, like mutter in my breath, like, "Damn, he actually is faster than me." And then when I see how far above me he is, I'm just gonna like scoff at myself and then attack. Oh, that's good. It is a 23 to hit.
Oh
I've
yes.
been rolling well tonight. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, there's high rolls tonight.
yeah.
The hits are really high.
Yeah. I rolled an 18. And it's always two. It's always a bad roll and a good roll. Like I rolled a 4 and an 18 this time.
Yeah, advantage is awesome.
Yep. All right. So that hits though.
Oh yeah.
All right, so this is sneak attack with my 4d4s and then 2d8s. God, I need to use my Shadow Blade more. This thing is amazing. It's a level 2 spell slot, though, which is why I don't use it that much. All right, this is 4, 5, 7, 9, 10, 13, 18 points of damage. Not that much this time.
18.
Oh, can I?
Psychic damage, is it not?
I actually, let me check. Shadow Blade. It is psychic damage, yeah.
Interesting. Very nice.
Yep.
Let's move it on to Lykar.
Oh, a quick thing. I do, if it's possible, can I have my blade like whisper right past Drake's ear? Like just right by his head.
How do you like that, Drake?
Drake's gonna feels a goodbye and doesn't even flinch.
I'd be like, "Oh, come on, Drake. You know that scared you."
Up comes the one finger. but then he holds it up to 2.
Lykar, do you go on the other side of the outcropping of rock?
Yeah, I'm gonna go to the southeast.
I forgot to add my D4 again. Damn it.
All right, so you've moved 15 feet to get to there.
Can I see it from there?
Yeah, you can see it.
Okay. Well, we're just gonna. I think I'm just gonna do that ray of frost again.
Don't forget to add a D4 onto your attack roll from Bless.
Yep,
Oh,
sure
the
thing.
gods remind Lykar to do it, but not Robin. Let's see.
Yes, the gods want me
Well,
to-
because you just reminded me.
21. Oh, D4 too. Okay. Well, I'm already at 21.
That
Do I
is
still-
definitely a hit.
Okay, I won't worry about the D4. So it does 2d8. So it's 4 and 7. 11. So 11 damage.
11. Not a bad hit for a cantrip. Noxiqual.
You're
You're
muted.
muted.
I am no longer muted. Noxiqual is going to make a move 30 feet towards the thing. So probably about 25 feet. Yeah, something like that. That's good. Yep, no, it's fine. Yeah. I'll unleash some Eldritch Blasts at it.
Mm-hmm. Very well.
We'll let this dice fly and see how they fall. All right, one miss. The other is going to be a 23 to hit.
Oh, yes.
So just a little bit of damage, but it didn't cost me anything. 9 force damage.
The eldritch shards of darkness that you fling at it crack some of the bones. The creature looks like it's about ready to collapse.
Mm-hmm.
Carderock, you find yourself in the darkness betwixt two fields of light.
Well,
Carderock, just follow my voice.
Shit, not this again. Yeah, he's just gonna move towards the sound of that. Oh, there you are. Well, he's gonna stop shy of moving out of the light for sure. And yeah, just a double move.
Did you get lost in the dark again, Carderock? We talked about this.
I was not lost. I couldn't see. There is a difference, you know.
Do you need me to hold your hand next time?
You touch my hand, you lose yours.
The bone naga gazes upon its hopeless situation, raises its bony maw to the dark ceiling above, utters something in that strange tongue, immolates itself and collapses and is
Oh,
no
shit.
more.
Ooh. I clean my hands with rosewater daily. I
Lean in close.
No way,
Get
go off the
wrecked.
bin, Robin. Touch my hand and lose yours. I say.
You have each attained 2 milestones.
Nice.
Holy crap.
Can it be 3?
Nope. Nope. No. As a matter of fact, you
If
gain
only, dear Robin, if only.
My comrades, I feel stronger for some reason. I feel like something's about to happen.
Drake would like to go
You're
take a
nearing
look
the
at
brink
those
of epiphany.
rags from that one creature that did have that unnatural feeling.
He's about to look up into the sky and look at the stars, even though he's underground, and then pick a perk from a tree.
So if it's possible, Drake would like to head over there or to where that creature died and pick up its rags.
It's a disgusting thing, Drake. You look at its body, which is essentially just this gray, mottled, loose flesh and skin that's actually bubbling and popping and dissolving slowly into a tarry ichor. The rags are tattered, frayed, old, disgusting things that look like they were perhaps robes at one point. You look upon them and you do see some indications of some sort of symbol or decor or iconography on these robes. Make a religion check.
Okay. Give me 1 second, I gotta find. Oh, and of course, religion is an intelligence.
Not the brightest one, are we, Drake?
4.
Oh god.
I got a dice.
Your knowledge of whatever this is it's not up to par. But just through looking at this ghastly mess here, you can at least make out the image of a blood red colored skull. It does not look like a humanoid skull per se. It's certainly not a human's skull. Stylized, of course. It has curving horns as such, a bestial type skull.
All right. Can I want to when Drake goes over to the to that thing, I'm actually gonna follow him and I'm not gonna go over to that thing, but I want to go over to the bone naga that I slew. And as he's digging through this ichor and stuff, I'm just gonna pat him on the back and be like, "While you figure out what that goop is and that nasty crap is, I'm going to actually do something."
Gather up, everyone.
But I do want to
all wandering.
I do want to quickly. I'm not gonna listen to Noxiqual. I want to quickly get a. I wanna. I'll be there in second, Captain. I want to go try and get some kind of sharp bone or something. Maybe a rib or something like that, or maybe even a tooth that I could maybe perhaps turn into a dagger at some point.
You extract the biggest fang from one of the bone naga that you slew and pocket that.
All right, so just a fang of a bone naga.
Yeah, do bone naga fang, something that might work for a knife or a dagger.
All right. When Drake hears Noxiqual's orders, he's gonna grab the robes, figuring maybe one of them could figure it out and bring it back.
Yeah, I'm just gonna pull out the bone naga thing, and after I get it, I'll walk over to Noxiqual as well.
And I assume Lykar is there.
Yep.
All right. And Carderock, you're kind of bound to the light. Adam.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the party
So-
the party's regrouped. You have slain these malevolent undead spirits.
Well, that was quite the battle, but we still have a purpose here, and we should get to it. Let's look for the treasure that's supposed to be hidden down here.
Well, you don't have to tell me twice. If I had the ability to see as you do, well, I'd already be out there.
And that's why we're sticking together as a group, in case there's anything left. Perhaps there's other guardians to this place.
Perhaps we should maybe put the light source on a good friend Card here so he can see.
Sure.
I was going to suggest the same thing.
See, we think the same, Noxiqual. I think your warlock traits are coming off to me, as I am slightly a warlock as well. Now I'm gonna have a few little chains pop up out of my hand.
Do not speak of what you do not know.
Lykar, do you pass the pebble to Carderock?
Sure. That'll come in more handy for him than it will for me. So absolutely.
Now, Card, you're more of a sword and shield man. Would you prefer rather Lykar put the illumination on your shield
Or your sword. Yeah.
or your sword?
Yeah, a glowing sword would be a much more convenient thing to carry around than either a pebble or a shield.
At this point, stealth is not really an issue anymore.
Right.
All right, Lykar, if you'll do the honors.
Sure thing. Here you go, bud.
Carderock, you now are holding aloft a gleaming sword with magical illumination. The party presses onward through the lower mines.
Can I assume that a minute has passed?
Okay,
Like, has a minute passed?
sure.
Okay, I was. It's for my Shadow Blade. I can only concentrate on it for a minute. So.
Right,
Okay.
Same here. My Shadow Blade also disappeared.
Oh wait,
Very
you
well.
had a Shadow Blade out as well?
Well, mine's more of a magical item, but yes.
Oh, okay. I see. Okay.
One of Sombrus's effects is it can actually use that Shadow Blade once per day.
Oh, wait. Oh, hold on. As my Shadow Blade disappears, I want to look at Noxiqual and be like, so Noxiqual, you also have some sort of shadowy magic.
You're very observant.
I try
Clearly.
my best.
The party moves forward in what configuration?
I think Robin and
I thought we had Robin at the point for this journey.
What was it that we were fighting before? That I don't care.
The Bone Nagas and the Specters.
are you talking about that thing that
The
melted?
other thing, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I can tell you out of game, but I don't think any of us identified it.
Oh, okay.
So
Drake looked at it, but he wasn't certain what it was.
Oh.
Lykar, if you would like, you can make a knowledge religion check.
Sure,
now that you
that'd
had
be
a
great.
chance to look it over, yeah,
Yeah, that's no problem.
seems a lot more reasonable.
Okay. Let me see if I have any pluses here.
And I'll make a religion check too. I'm not particularly good at it.
Religion plus
Mhm.
3. So that gives me 17.
I guess.
Mhm.
I guess I'll help as well, but I think the 17 probably got it.
Oh, I actually got a 19. Wow.
I got
think I'd roll that well.
I think I got an 18.
No one is certain what that creature was.
Oh.
However, the markings on its robe are clearly that of a cult of Orcas, the demon lord of undeath, the blood lord, prince of Thanatos.
Okay, after we figure that out, I am going to look at Noxiqual and be like, Noxiqual, I really don't want to get into conflict with Orcas. As a child, I had bedtime stories about this, and it was not a very good thing. I'm sure Card has sung many songs about how the terrors of Orcas as well. We don't really want to mess with that. I know you like demons.
How many undead have we killed at this point?
But you see, Orcas is not undead; he is a demon. Wait, is that am I right there? Out of game? I might be incorrect about that. Robin would still say it, but
No, that's fine. Noxiqual just kind of like, Orcas is the lord of undeath. You've already pissed him off, doubtlessly many times.
Hey, at least I don't summon his underlings and make them do my bidding.
The less that you speak his name, the less likely it is he will take specific notice of you.
Oh, what, are you scared? Orcas, Orcas, Orcas. Who? Let's just get out of it. Let's not fight Orcas. He can't do
My
anything.
blade actually comes up to your neck at this point. I'm like, say his name one more time.
I'm just gonna put my hands up and be like, all right, Noxiqual, we can. I won't say his name. All right, I'm gonna like sort of poke the sword down a bit. Be like,
You just reminded me of when you're going, Orcas, Orcas, Orcas. Do you ever watch Monty Python? When they were going to stone the guy, and he said, you're only making it worse.
Jehovah, 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 Jehovah,
And he's
Jehovah.
like, worse? How could it be any worse? Jehovah, Jehovah. And he's jumping up. You never seen that?
All I said was this food was good enough for Jehovah.
Yeah.
Oh,
This
man.
piece of halibut.
I wasn't even thinking of that, but yeah, that's hilarious. Yeah.
And we all gonna put $2 in the swear jar.
I do have a quick question out of game. With the glowing sword, if he sheathes it, will it stop emitting the light like in his blade, in his
It would
sheath?
probably come just outside the edges of the sheath.
Okay, so
Yeah,
Unless it's the
it would
entire thing with
essentially
pommel and handle.
yeah, it would essentially conceal the light, but it wouldn't dispel the magic.
okay, well, so with my arms up, I'm gonna sort of poke and be like, all right, Noxiqual, I won't say his name anymore. I don't think anything's gonna happen, but I won't say his name anymore. Just please get that sword away from my neck. I'm very sensitive.
My sword's already starting to lower, but...
Oh, little robot-y.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, better.
Can you hear me? Okay.
Yep.
What I was saying was my sword's already begun to lower, but he doesn't look happy with you at all.
Okay, I'm gonna be like, well, I'll put my hands together. With that out of the way, Card, I know that you can't see, but would you mind putting your blade away so that we move on at least a little stealthily?
And how and why do you propose that I do that?
Well, because if we have darkness, then it is
At this
better
point, stealth is not our biggest concern.
Tart starts walking forward.
Robin, take the lead, or if you're incapable of that.
Fine. I'll walk forward with Card, but like next to him.
Okay, Card and Robin take the lead, followed by
Drake will come up after them.
And
Drake.
I'll take the rear, put Lykar right after Drake.
Okay, so sounds like you're all pretty much moving together as a collective group in that order that you just described.
I'm gonna nudge Card and be like, God, we're Bone Naga slaying buddies now.
Are we
For
going to
purposes
the
of
east?
Traps. We're going further in. It's abstract at the moment.
There are
Okay.
there are a couple of different tunnels, but we can abstract this enough because we'll just cut to the next scene in which there's something noteworthy that your characters come across.
I just wanted to say, for trap purposes, can we put 15 feet between Drake and the two leading?
Okay.
Just in
And
case,
I want to
Okay.
clarify that, like, even though I'm walking with Card right now, like, I am actively looking for traps or anything of that nature.
Okay,
Like,
so your
if I need to-
party's going forward at a pretty slow pace, really keeping an eye out in case there's anything you could stumble into, and nothing catches your eye in terms of traps. So there is a couple of details as you enter into this lower mine shaft tunnels. One, and particularly Carderock might notice this, is the light gleaming from his sword are picking up on faint golden flecks in the rock wall, and you can actually see sections that have been excavated out, and massive bits of rubble and rock have been extracted out of here in the prior age and the prior operations of this mine. So clearly, there's some amount of gold ore latently in the bedrock here.
Right. Well, I mean, I guess the implication of that is that it wasn't even completely mined out before they abandoned it, because they abandoned it due
Absolutely.
to the presence here. All right.
You also
they mined
see
into this.
ahead, Carderock, there is a chamber.
Ooh.
So it's up to you if you want to keep moving ahead. There's some sort of chamber, and it it catches your eye because it looks like there's some sort of working to the stone.
Well, we ourselves are no miners, but Nox, who's decent at wheeling and dealing, should definitely demand a cut of anything that comes out of this part of the mine. Since
It's
we
already been considered up here.
Yeah.
We'll save that until we
yeah.
secure the area.
Anyway, so you said that this chamber ahead, the entrance looks like what again?
The stone looks worked here.
Okay.
There's actually an archway. It's not a beautiful one by any means. You wouldn't even call it a well-constructed one, but it is hewn. It's not a natural formation.
Oh, I mean, it's just a structural arch that's carved to give some strength to the thing so it won't cave in. Yeah.
You press
And
ahead?
It's an open doorway. There's no door.
Correct.
Yeah, leading with the light so I can see what's in there.
Okay, you and Brave Robin at your side carefully move forward, eyeing and scrutinizing the way as you go. You then find yourself in what appears to be a small shrine. At the end of the shrine, there is another rough archway that leads to a further corridor or tunnel. The shrine itself has a pedestal at its center, a rough pedestal of rock with a jagged and severe aesthetic to it. Again, not well crafted, but clearly crafted. Atop the pedestal sits an idol of Orcas made of mithril and onyx. A goat skull-headed, goat-legged, but humanoid torso thing with wings, holding a great skull-headed mace, onyx eyes, glaring, a very nasty idol, about yay big.
All right, when I see that, I'm going to look back at Noxiqual and be like, and point at it and be like I told you so. I told you it was Orcas. I'm not saying that, but like I'm like giving him the indication that like I told you so.
Head of a goat, legs of a goat, wings.
The light radiating from
Do
your
I roast
sword.
this creature in a pit or upon a rotisserie?
Say again.
It's a rather hideous thing, that's for sure. The light radiating from your sword, Carderock, seems to play over it in strange, unnatural patterns.
I'm gonna give it a few taps to see if it's bolted down or sitting on a pressure plate or something similar to that.
Okay. You tap it with your sword. You feel something strange. You've dealt with magic before and magic items. You know them when you see them. This thing clearly is infused with magic. You don't think it's bolted down, but you'll have to let me know if you really want to mess with this thing.
Can I maybe investigate it?
You can do whatever you want to do. I just wanted to let you know before you start really prodding on this, you perceive that it had magic.
Lykar, you have that spell that lets you lift things with telekinesis, yes? I'll hold the sack open, you shove it in there. Shall we?
Okay. I have like mage hand. I think telekinesis is a couple levels higher.
But I'm gonna as Card's saying that though, I sort of want to look and be like, wait, I want a cut of it too. I want money as well. Can we sell it together? I'll help.
Yes. I want you to stand next to it when I pick it up.
Oh no, I have a mage hand as well. I will stand quite a distance away while I steal this object.
I'll stand back.
Before we do anything to it, now, why are we doing some reckless thing before we've even identified what sort of magics are on this? For all we know, it could be a cursed idol, and nothing but woe befalls anyone that takes it.
But it might be an expensive cursed object.
Well,
the craftsmanship is exquisite.
We remove it from its perch there and then like have it in a sack so nobody is touching it and then look at it from a little ways away to identify it.
What difference? The only thing I see the difference there is you're already moving it, which may activate whatever curse is upon it.
Are,
Any
are you,
interaction with it.
are you
before
scared
you
of the
examine
demon? Are you scared of the demon lord now, Noxiqual?
There's a difference between being scared and being a fool. You should know that, Robin.
Fine. Well, okay. Well, if we don't take it now, what are we going to do? This is our prize, isn't it? I mean, we could probably sell it to some other fool. I mean, if we sell it to someone else, then they'll have the curse, not us.
Why don't we examine it and see if we can determine exactly what the magic upon it is?
Yes, quite. Well,
Like us?
all right.
If
If you have like an uninterrupted 10 minutes, I'll cast detect magic as a ritual. I am actually out of first level spells at the moment because all that smiting. So
does anyone have identify actually?
I do know identify, but that's also a first level spell.
Well, what I was thinking is that sorry, out of game. If Lykar has detect magic and you have identify, can't we do both?
Well, I can't cast identify right now because you can't cast that. I don't think.
I mean, I can detect magic if you want me to.
Can you not do identify as a ritual? I thought you could.
I don't think so. No, never mind. You can.
Yeah, so we can do both.
Yeah.
All right. Take the time to do so.
Okay. So,
Did I miss anything?
Carderock and or Lykar produce their divination powers and a little pearl for focus. And indeed, you determine that this idol is infused with necromancy. It sheds a fairly strong aura of necromancy, and you identify it as indeed being a functioning magic idol of Orcas. It bears within it the touch of the Blood Lord himself, and will bestow his touch upon any who touches this idol. Is it a curse? Well, most would certainly consider that a curse. However, there are those dread few out there that would consider it a blessing.
Wait, do they tell us all this?
This is the information that they're relaying to you. To get very specific, what will happen is you're going to, whoever touches this will bear the mark of Orcas upon their body, a black abyssal rune over their heart. This will grant you resistance to necrotic damage. However, should you die, should you perish, you will rise as a ghoulish thing touched by the Blood Lord.
Robin, after they start explaining this, is going to start like slowly reaching for it.
Robin?
Yes, Cod?
Give me a moment. Did that whole battery of detect magic and identify, did that give any inkling of whether this is equivalent to, say, a third or lower level spell or a fourth or higher level spell?
It's divine magic.
Well, it would certainly be higher than a third level magic effect. I would say that. Yes.
So if I were to try and cast dispel magic on it,
You could attempt to.
that's yeah.
There was also some questioning about selling this thing. Finding the right buyer, well, that's a whole other topic in and of itself. But if you would find one, it does have a pretty steep value to it.
But
here's a question.
How much of that value, though, is just the fact that it's made of mithril and onyx, which are valuable, and how much of that value is in the value of the Orcas magic, which is valuable presumably only to cultists of Orcas or similar people.
Sure.
Or Robin.
So let's say this thing is like dispelled of its magic and it's purely an art object. You just eyeballing it and appraising it by your own capacity, you imagine you could sell it to the right buyer for at least 1,000 gold pieces. But infused with its magic, bearing the touch of Orcas himself, if you could find perhaps a cultist or a high priest, rather, of Orcas himself, surely he would pay you at least 5,000 gold, if not 6,000. Perhaps you could talk him even to a little bit more. But
Robin,
do you want to get tangled up with that?
Do take care, Robin. If you touch that thing, you will not be able to undo it very easily.
True, but the only bad part of it happens if I die, right? As long as I don't die, I'm okay.
I'll hold
one has a
the
question.
sack. I'll hold
For
the
you,
sack.
Robin.
You tap it in with an object or with your spell.
This
Let
one
me
has a
ask
question
you-
for the bird.
Bird. Oh.
For
Oh,
Robin.
my
Okay,
raven,
for the raven.
Ithel.
No, this not for that. For the dumb bird. And points at Robin.
Oh.
This one wonders.
Oh, I got it now. I get
Are
it.
you immortal?
Well, sometimes I like to think I am. I mean, I haven't been attacked this whole
This one
time.
wonders, can the bird die from old age?
Well, I'm gonna look. This time, I am gonna look at Ithel and be like, "Ithel, can you die of old age?"
Again,
Oh, surely I will die one day, but I don't like to think about such things.
See, he won't die. He's fine.
Drake shakes his head and again points at Robin.
I'd be like, "Well, yes, one day I will die of old age, but not if I find another statue that gives me immortality." Ah, see, I think
This
I have a
one then
question.
believes the dumb bird should not
I have a
touch.
question.
yes, Captain.
Oh, he froze.
Captain. Oh, no, he-
dramatic
what
pause.
Oh man!
Oh, Captain, we only knew each other for a little bit. As I start going into his coin purse and taking his money. Oh, the horror! I was like, he had 500 gold pieces. Oh,
So my internet must have hiccuped there. Sorry.
Okay, you had a really
Oh.
dramatic pause with your. I have a question.
Sorry
oh,
about
Captain,
that.
that wasn't me in your coin purse. I promise. I didn't. I thought you. No, it's overhyped.
I kill Robin, and then I ask my question. The question is, can the statue be moved without activating the curse? Like, is there a way to not touch it, but transport it?
Well, yeah, I have mage
Only
hand.
if you touch it
You had some
with your
kind of
bare skin.
magic hand.
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah. Actually, this is kind of out of game. Like, is it assumed that like mage hand
you
would
think
not?
you think mage hand would be safe?
Okay.
Tapping it over with your sword, maybe.
Well,
You want to find out?
no.
sword
Mainly,
forward.
I just wanted to know if we knew if holding it with a gloved hand would be sufficient
I see
or
what you mean.
not.
Well, they tell you that certainly just wearing gloves would not be enough to give
That's
you
what I need
protection.
So,
The safest thing that the two identifiers can tell you is mage hand. Just
Put it
get
in
it
a container.
over through magic force.
I'll hold the sack. No
gonna
bits.
a
All right,
sack
all
may
right.
not be
Drake
sufficient.
walks up and opens
There-
up his bag of holding that he's got.
There we go.
That might do it.
Yeah.
I think that's the best course of action, to take it and put it away for now and make no hasty decisions on
Yeah.
this, for it has great value to others and potentially to one of us, but I am not ready to make a snap decision on its value going to one of us.
Well,
If anyone has any arguments, say it.
out of character, 5,000 is a pretty hard to shake a stick at number, considering it's 1,000 for each of us. So I'd like not to find an actual priest of Orcas, but if you can find maybe a scholar of magically things.
Well,
we have access to the vampires. They might want it.
Here's the problem. You don't
vampire-
understand who they worship.
Yeah,
That's the problem.
it's also not Orcas. Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Well, but they might want it to destroy it.
They would
perhaps.
have, well, yeah, maybe that. But here's the problem. You show it to them and they don't agree to our price, they'll still want to destroy it.
Of
Then you have
course.
no negotiation.
Well, yeah. No, I just brought it up as a possibility. Like,
So I have a plan for it. I'm not going to waste time with that here.
Or
We
we
can
have to
discuss
take it to one vampire and ask for 5,000 for it. And if they
Yeah.
agree, we kill them. Then we take it to the
Noxiqual will say
vampire
this.
at a time.
I think everyone in game and out of game are okay with just putting it in the bag of holding for now,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Noxiqual will say this. Put it in the bag of holding using your mage hand. I will consult my patron on this matter and see if he can make any recommendations for people that might be interested in such a thing.
Yes,
He has
and
many connections, both here in Ikoria, or in Dreckengrim and beyond.
yes, and then like Robin, I'm not going to do it, but like Robin is going to sort of like imitate Noxiqual's voice and be like, yes, and I will consort my patron as well as I start pushing it into the bag of holding with my mage hand.
I would prefer it to be in Drake's bag of holding.
Drake's bag of holding. Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Drake is the one
And
that has the bag of holding. There is only
Yeah,
one.
we only
No,
have
there's two.
Oh.
Lykar has one. Drake's got the
Oh,
second one.
Yeah, Lykar doesn't want any parts of this little statue thing. It's
very well.
so
Yeah,
So
Drake
goes
doesn't want to
goes
do it
into
either,
Drake's
but
bag
he's...
of holding.
Yeah, so let me mark that down.
Via Robin's mage hand.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, Lykar
Robin, as you floated over there, there is just a moment where you feel this like flash of something dreadful, and there's just this cold, wispy dust feeling that runs through you just for a moment, and it's stowed away in the bag of holding.
After it goes in there, I'm just gonna stop there for a second and just look at everyone and be like, that was a very, very weird feeling. Weirder than your blessings card, which didn't
What was
work.
the
I
idol's
find
name?
Idol of Orcas.
Well, if anyone out there knows weird feelings, it would be you. So I trust that I would not wanted to have felt it myself. And then, yeah, out of character, I can see why Lykar would want no part with that. He certainly has a weird history with strange black marks all over you.
Mhm.
After I put it in, by the way, and I mentioned the thing about the blessing, I'm gonna look at Cod and be like, by the way, Cod, the blessing thing that you did to me, it didn't do anything. I didn't feel any more powerful or anything. What was with that?
The light of Illis the Lantern was within you.
But it didn't do anything.
Yes, it did.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Well,
This one felt less.
have a little faith, and maybe you will.
Enough of this. Let's continue. There's still more to be done here.
Yeah.
You press forward through the next archway and pace through yet another tunnel. Again, you see flecks of gold veining the natural rock that composes the walls and the floors and the ceiling here. You then find yourselves in a much larger shrine. Perhaps we could call this a subterranean temple of Orcas, complete with altar and what do we call these? Like blood sluices and basins and such.
Troughs.
Yes. Clearly, all manner of dark and fell rituals were practiced here, far beneath the light of the surface.
So you're saying it puts the Ka in Kali Ma.
Yeah, it sure does. Two details of note, or at least two features of note. One is that at the far side of this temple of Orcas, you do see a descending tunnel that is going to some lower depth. The other feature of note is an alcove, which is pretty close to the archway that you've just passed through. And coming out of this alcove is a bone naga. Now, it's actually affixed to the back of the alcove. So it's almost like this serpentine neck and a vaguely humanoid skull at the front of it.
Nice.
I have not seen the likes of you in so long.
Me?
This one speaks.
I don't think it speaks to you specifically. Or does it? You didn't touch that thing, did you?
I didn't touch it. I only touched it with my mage hand, but I felt something very strange.
Yes.
Many, many a year has passed since I see the living.
Well,
Are you
Now
the
you have
one
again.
that spawned all the other undead we've encountered so far?
You overestimate my abilities.
You're weird.
it's
I'm
an
saying
overestimate, by the way.
Do you have a name?
I am Pule Jakob. And who are you?
I'm Robin. Nice to meet you. Whatever you are.
A greeting unbefitting of such circumstances.
Oh, well, I thought we could be friends.
I have no friends.
Well, why don't we make friends? How Nox, my captain here, I'm gonna bring you up and be like, he likes to make friends with like weird, undead, unlively
Robin,
things.
I will
Do
say
not
this
fool with
once.
me. If you mean to slay me, kill me. My life was gone long ago.
You are unlike the ones who we met in the caverns above. They sought to destroy us quickly and not speak.
It spoke only gibberish, and yet you do not.
I am using the tongue that I assume you would know.
Well, you know what they say about assuming.
Yes, it makes an ass out of you and me.
Oh? Well, I didn't say that. It seems you just assumed I meant that.
Fair enough, Carderock.
It seems language has changed so much in these years.
You have lain here for very long if the artwork on the walls of the first men of Dreckengrim are to be believed. Have you been here that long?
At a time I was ally with the first men. Alas, we fell.
Fell
What
to
came of this?
what exactly?
The servants of the Blood Lord defeated the first men, defeated us, the Nagas, defeated even the Mer King.
Oh.
The Mer King?
Was that before the rise of Mer Queen?
I know nothing of Rise of Mer Queen. I have been bound in undeath here for many a century.
Right, okay. Also, I guess the implication is there were Mer kings and queens for quite a while, and the current one
The
is...
king did have a queen, his wife, yes.
If you come from the time of the first men, that was before the one that we speak of, which would make sense.
So I just want to clarify something. Mr. I'm sorry, what was your name again? It was very complicated.
I am Puliagap.
Pulia Gup. Yes, Pulia Gup. So are we friends? Are you going to attack us?
I have no friends.
Just
What if I offered to be your friend?
Is this a trick? It will
No.
not work on me.
I'm not a trickster. You can ask them. Am I a trickster? I'm not a trickster. I just want to be your friend.
he talks a lot.
These are things Tristers would say.
Yes.
The dumb bird never shuts up.
Now, tell me this. What is your purpose here? What are you bound in undeath to do here?
I am the one who keeps the records. I am the archivist. That is a fancy name for slave.
Slave you may be, but it sounds like you have knowledge.
I was free once. I thought myself immortal. Such thinking is folly.
Well, we're all slaves to something or another. But tell me, what knowledge do you keep here? What sort of information do you archive?
Many a thing that I wish I did not know. Many a thing that I wish I had never seen. Rituals that blur the line between life and death.
I have use for such forbidden knowledge. Could
What
such
if-
knowledge be shared?
I would not share it with anyone. I would rather you strike me down and destroy me.
But what if we helped get you unenslaved? Would you help us then?
I only wish to pass to the great beyond. The hereafter has awaited me.
Would you
Well-
help us if we killed you?
And
Is
suppose...
unenslaved a word?
And suppose you did not provide us what we sought, and suppose we left this place never to return, and leave you here to languish in eternity, while the mine above is sealed. Suppose that were to happen, Peter,
Peach of a Q.
what was it again?
It's
I am
pure-
called Puliagap.
Purely a cup. Purely a cup of what?
My tongue does not function well for your own.
You should
You
learn
have
how to
to
speak better.
Listen, let's not banter back and forth.
Right.
You had a point to make, though. Card, have you completed?
Yes. Suppose we ought to move on and to drop a ton of rocks, or many tons of rock, down upon the entrance to this place, and to never return again ourselves, and to leave you here, languishing in the darkness, for all of eternity, through Mer Queen and Mer King, and Blood Lord, and gods, and men, and until this entire world vanishes into the devouring maw of chaos, and even then not granting you relief from your torment. leaving you never to perish, only to remain with only your thoughts forever and ever.
If
Or-
that is the price to not unleash the fell rituals upon the world, then I am willing to pay it.
These fell rituals, it sounds like they have something to do with undead. Is that so?
Very much so. Undead, demon worship, summoning. Have you stared into the abyss of the mortal soul? Have you seen what lurks there? I would not unleash such things upon the world.
What if I were to take this knowledge and then end your life? You would no longer bear that burden. You would be released.
You can trust us. We would bear that knowledge for you.
I would never trust any group that has one such as you in it.
I am not. Yeah, I would not. trust you either.
Drake's going to attack it.
You're going to just attack it?
Yeah, this one shot and.
I'm actually gonna try and stop him.
Well, I would shout, Drake, no! But,
Yeah, and
you know,
while he's saying no, I'm gonna try and stop him as well.
Well, Drake's got the jump. None of us expected him to attack it. So
True.
he's going to get at least a surprise.
That's true.
I would say he surprised me.
Drake, make an attack roll.
That's true.
Do
Yeah,
I
don't
still
think- I
have
don't think I'm good.
the bless?
And that would have faded a long time ago.
How long does Bless last for?
Probably only
like
like
a
a
minute?
minute or 10 minutes. Probably 10 minutes.
We've gone through 2 encounters or 2 like
Yeah,
locations.
because my Shadow Blade only lasts for like a minute, so like only one encounter.
Pretty sure Bless isn't like an hour duration.
Probably like 10
Bless.
minutes.
1 minute.
Oh, one
Okay,
minute.
no.
Yeah, that makes
All
sense.
right.
It's long gone.
Yeah.
I do want to clarify though, Esper, like after this attack happens, like I'm immediately gonna try and like get onto Drake and like
Unnatural 20.
All right. Out of the shadows, or at least out of some, panther-like quickness, Drake flies ahead, strikes Puliagop upon its head, splits it in half, and the bones collapse.
all right, I'm immediately like jumping onto Drake and trying to like restrain him. And at the same time, I'd be like, Drake, what are you doing? And I'm gonna do that. I'm like, even I'm not that much of a fool, as I'm gonna try and like restrain him and like get on top of him.
Card
All right,
wipes.
so we have the 2 scouts wrestling about. What of the other 3?
Card wipes some bone dust off his cloak and remarks, "Well, I suppose that's the end of that. Robin, stop that."
I'm gonna like actually at this point, while I'm doing that, I'm actually gonna look at Noxiqual like to see if he wants me to stop.
Well, before that, let's get all our reactions. Lykar, did you have a reaction to this?
Yes, Lykar is like, Drake, what are you doing?
Okay. As the thing crumbles to dust, like Noxiqual just goes still, and he's just standing there staring at Drake, kind of like disbelieving that he would do that.
Are you staring at him while I'm like on top of him?
Yeah,
and,
yeah,
like-
you're grabbing him. I feel like there's just a moment of shocked silence where he's kind of angry, but at the same time it happened so fast. There's like more shock than the anger.
Would it be possible for me to like try and get like a clean punch onto Drake?
You can
Why
make an attack check.
why don't you make an athletics check and Drake make athletics or acrobatics?
Would I be allowed to do an acrobatics actually instead?
Not
I don't-
for grapple.
It doesn't seem to fit the situation because you're trying to forcibly control him with
Okay.
physical might, with muscular.
Would I? Sorry, I'm asking. I'm just. Would I get advantage since I'm guessing he wouldn't be like paying attention to me when he did that thing, and I attacked him sort of like immediately after, or just normal? I'm okay
I
with
don't.
either.
I don't see enough justification for advantage.
Okay, I'm okay with either. I just wanted to check. Athletics is strength, right? I did not roll well. Yeah, and I don't get any pluses. Yeah, so it's 11.
You beat my 8.
Did I? Oh,
Oh, no, wait, hold on. You were tied at 11.
oh,
I forgot to add a provision.
So offensive person wins on a tie. Robin, you've got him. You're holding on to him. He's flailing, trying to wriggle free, and you've got just barely, but you've got a hold of him.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold him, and like as I see Noxiquals and shock, I'm gonna be like, Captain, get out of your shock. What do you want me to do? He just attacked against everything that we were doing. We were having a conversation.
Captain Noxiqual just takes his blade and he just kind of holds it aside and he says, "Explain yourself, Drake."
You heard it. This one released its coil bombs to this realm.
We were not done speaking yet. You attacked a defenseless being without cause.
With that, I'm actually gonna sort of like throw Jake like onto his knees, like in front of Noxiqual, and sort of pull out my my rapier and like point it at his head.
Were it not for your promise to my patron, I would strike you down as any member of my crew that disobeys in such a heinous way. But tell me, Jake, what is your justification for this action that you clearly knew we would disapprove of? I know you're smart enough to know that.
This one saw it was in pain. This one saw no reason to let it suffer more.
I'm gonna speak up as well. I'm gonna say it may have been in pain, but it was simply a slave to some dark lord or something. Maybe we could have helped it in some way.
It did not wish to be helped other than into death.
I'm just gonna sort of like scowl a bit.
Usually, spending time talking to it would allow us to better determine that, Drake. Ending the conversation prevented us from any chance of negotiation or finding another solution beneficial to both of us.
There's always another way out than just slicing down something that's completely defenseless. It couldn't even harm us in any way, or at least it wasn't harming us at that point.
Drake, your actions, you have done a wrong here. We'll speak of this more once we have left this place, but for the moment, what's done is done. You are to not do this again. You understand?
This one understands.
I'm gonna as they finish that, I'm gonna look at the captain with my sword like edging a little closer to the back of his head and be like, "Are you sure, Captain?"
Lower your blade, Robin. We can't turn our blades on each other when we're in enemy possible territory.
I'm actually gonna look like pretty angry. Like I want to just like attack Drake like right now, but I do begrudgingly put my rapier away.
Let us search.
A tense moment. So the archivist that was bound here is destroyed.
Yep.
There is still the remainder of this. What
We're gonna
seems to be an
search.
old temple of Orcas, a place that does not bode well. And again, there is also a downward sloping tunnel that leads to something lower.
I was going to suggest searching this place. Maybe there's some archives that he kept that I don't know if he memorized every ritual. Perhaps there's a tome or something that might be useful.
Yep,
Stone tablet.
I'll help search around as well. I have pretty good investigation skills, so.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so why don't everybody roll an investigation check? Things that are obvious you'll find whether you roll or not, but investigation
This gives you something to go with.
Yeah, it gives you a potential for uncovering secret things.
I've been rolling so
clues
well. I rolled a natural 1. No.
Oh. I thought that meant that you were still rolling well.
No.
Let's see.
Now, it should be noted that I rolled an 18, so Card has a 17.
I did get an 8, so I got a natural 1, but an 8.
Yeah, a natural 1 on a skill check is not necessarily a fail.
Yeah, I did get an 8 overall.
Looks like Dennis and Adam are the highest with 17.
What is your strength, by the way, Drake? I'm just curious for that scuffle that we had.
14, so +2.
Okay, yeah, I have a -1. I rolled a 12.
Yeah, if I had one more, it would have been.
I was not expecting to beat you there. I was actually expecting you to win.
Yeah, I forgot to add my proficiency at first.
Mm-hmm. It was close.
Yeah.
So no one found any secret things, but there were some things that were basically out in the open or that are easily to find with just, opening up containers and such. So what we'd call the main hall, I guess we'd call it the main temple hall itself, doesn't have any items per se. There are some remnants of containers and old bits of ingredients. Nothing that strikes you as any, it's all just crumbled away and wasted bits. However, there is a back chamber, a priest's chamber or vestibule of some sort, where you do find some really unsettling things. There's a frieze on the wall that is inscribed with abyssal runes. Obviously,
I can read those.
Okay, these are in homage to Orcas, the Blood Lord, and they're all just prayers to him, and they call him by many names. There's even a couple lines that reference Dor saying, "The King of Ghouls, he who sits at the right hand of Orcas." He sits atop Orcas sits atop this gigantic throne of bone within a layer of the abyss known as Thanatos. Pretty grisly stuff. There are a couple of old priestly robes that resemble what the undead thing was wearing. There are a few tomes of prayers, like literally prayer books, that are bound in tanned flesh, hide. Yeah, like human hide or elven hide or something. Pretty grisly stuff. There's a couple of old vials of blood. It's pretty much just dried and flaked out by this point. There is some sort of rod that looks like it's composed of bone. Well, it is composed of bones. It's inscribed with a few abyssal runes. There is also a scroll of summon lesser demon on, again, like tanned hide of a person.
I'm gonna look at all that stuff. I'm gonna say, although I'm not a big fan, I'm gonna be covering my mouth and stuff. I'm not a big fan of human things being used in this way. That is a magic scroll over there, so it could be useful.
I'm gonna begin the steps of the ritual to cast Identify on that there rod.
Okay.
I was going to ask you to do so. I'm glad that we're on the same page.
Yeah.
Did we also want to do detect magic with Lykar, or?
I mean, if Lykar wants to do that, he can
That's
do
fair.
so.
Yeah. I'm not asking in game, so.
Okay, so we'll do both these spells. We'll do Identify and the Detect Magic. Why not? So it takes about 10 minutes as you all are performing these arcane rituals. As you do, there are subtle effects that resound throughout the Temple of Orcas here, as though you are touching upon little echoes of what maybe happened through past rituals here. And you hear like a blood-curdling shriek and subtle moans of undead and this like creeping feeling running up your spine. There's something, heavily malevolent, some presence throughout this place. It's really it gives you a foreboding feeling.
Robert, can you stop breathing there?
I'm gonna
My neck itch.
I'm gonna be like, I'm not even close to you right now, Cod.
Well, bugger me. This place is something.
Yes, quite. But I also wanted to say, as this ritual is happening, I kind of wanted to investigate the dust area of the Naga that we saw. I wanted to see if there was like any bones that I could get or anything of note in that area, like where it died, like
in the alcove. Just its body. I mean, all the bone Naga bones. There aren't additional items. I mean, there might have been like some old incense or just bits of crumbled components. Nothing worth
they
taking.
just seem like a normal bone Naga. Nothing special about them.
Well, I mean, as normal as a bone Naga can get.
Fair.
Nothing that's really different than the prior ones that you encountered.
Okay, just wanted to make sure.
The what we're doing here, we're doing the Identify. So the scroll, you know what the scroll is. The bone rod itself is indeed a magical item, an arcane focus. So it has two things that it can do. One is that whoever's holding this can use a at-will spell called Toll the Dead. So you can do that just through the power of the rod itself. And then it has a once per day spell called Convoke Skeleton.
Ooh.
And what this will do for you is, I'll actually just read it off as soon as the page loads. Okay.
Is this actually like a spell in the D&D
Toll the
thing?
Dead is in the Xanathar's Guide to Everything
Yeah,
book.
I know that one.
Convoke Skeleton is one of my own design.
Okay.
It's a second level necromancy wizard spell. It's a 1-action cast, 60-foot range. It's a concentration up to a minute. You call forth a skeleton, either from a pile of bones or simply through the energy of the negative plane. It appears at an unoccupied space and range. Your necromantic power increases the skeleton's maximum hit points by 5. Crumbles when it drops to 0 hit points or when the spell ends. You roll for initiative for the skeleton. Has its own turns. It obeys any commands that you issue to it. If you don't issue it any commands, it just defends itself from hostile creatures, but otherwise takes no actions.
I was typing, but then it was a lot more than I could type.
Well, I can put it in the
Esper's
Discord
got
chat later.
this. Yeah, I feel like you showed this to me, or
It's
something.
essentially summon skeleton. You can once per day summon skeleton, and you can at will Toll the Dead.
Which is just a basic damage cantrip.
It's an at will necromancy, necrotic damage. It's a will save. D6 if they're at full hit points. D12 if they're at.
That's right. It's the one that does more damage if they've been damaged.
Right.
Yeah.
And actually, since you guys are higher level, I think it'd be like 2d6 or 2d12.
I actually know the spell.
Okay.
It's one of my cantrips. It would be 2d8 or 2d12.
There we go.
Oh, nice.
So as we look at that, I'm going to be like, well, I don't really use those kinds of weapons. It wouldn't really suit me. I don't know if it would suit anyone else.
Sounds like something we can sell for money.
I agree with that. Money is always nice. Gold is always good to have rather than a weapon I can't use.
Mm-hmm.
Put it in the bag.
And with your rune keeper eyes, Noxiqual, you can see it's got runes etched in abyssal with to the power of Orcas imbuing this relic.
Sounds like a nice package sell. Perhaps we could get even more for them together. But
the Orcas collection, it's so hot this fall.
Yeah, let's go ahead and put it away. We'll throw in the scroll of demon summoning into the bag as well. We'll sell that. So yeah, we've found everything that we can.
Found everything you can. Really, all that remains is the exit that's going to a lower chamber or something lower.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Let's clear this place out. I think, honestly, if we can.
We're here for treasure. There could be more down there, or there could be a way into the Underdark. And if you know anything about the Underdark, it's that it's full of treasure, statistically speaking.
It's also full of other dangerous things, Card.
Yeah, and
well, here's the thing: if we find an entrance to the Underdark, even that could be valuable to certain people.
That's true. That's very true.
So, because you can't just go to the Underdark from anywhere.
But
I played through Deep Carbon Observatory. I know how valuable an entrance to the Underdark is.
Mm-hmm.
But Esper, you said that there's one entrance that goes down lower.
Mm-hmm.
How wide is it? What's the height and width and stuff like that? Is it just like a normal 5 foot by 5 foot?
It's certainly suited that a large creature could move through it.
Okay. As we're discussing, I'm assuming that we've decided to go deeper, right?
You're taking a quick look at it. It has rough steps hewn into a descending slope.
Okay. I'm gonna look at everyone and I'm gonna be like, all right, well, if we are going deeper down, I'm gonna look at Drake with sort of angry eyes and would be like, although I'm not a big fan of you right now, I could use a help scouting ahead for the party if we're continuing onward.
This one will take point. And Drake's gonna then just take point and start moving down.
And I'll
the entire
I'll
way
go-
looking for stuff.
yep,
Mhm.
and I'll go with them.
Card keeps up at the front with them, so as not to like completely blind everybody with the light from the sword.
Mhm.
Yep.
Okay, so it sounds like Drake's at the very point, but there's some other people close behind
Well,
him.
I'll be right next to Drake, walking, scouting with him.
Okay.
I'll
You
stay
go
back
down,
in my car.
and you're again going about in a slow, careful pace, keeping your eyes peeled, scrutinizing the ground. The air becomes a little bit more humid, not warmer. It's still cold, but humid, and there's a fetid stench that's getting stronger as you descend. You continue your way down.
Wait, Drake, did you fart?
This one did not.
Okay, you find below a lower cavern, and this cavern is flooded out. There is a dreadful pool of muck, of putrid water. It almost reminds you like a swamp bog, something like from the Dens Morris, but even more awful. Really, it's rancid, and you may even have to clutch your nose to keep yourself from retching at this awful smell like that of rotten meat. It's just completely
Oh.
putrid, this little bog grotto beneath.
How long has it been since we had our first fight? Just out of curiosity.
Oh, wow. Well, it's been a good amount of time. Maybe
Tell
an
me.
hour. Maybe an hour.
Do you think in that time Warlock spells would have recovered?
Okay. Yeah, you haven't done anything really strenuous.
Only Drake
Um,
attacked the thing, so that's my
Mhm.
fault. Like I didn't take any. Yeah,
So you're
Yeah.
saying we effectively have the equivalent of a short rest?
Hmm.
Is that the idea?
that's my intent of curiosity, but it's up to Esper.
Mm-hmm. Sure, I'd say you all spent enough time in the Temple of Orcas doing very light activity that it would have, at least an hour would have passed.
In that case, I would like to also re-up inspiring leader on people.
Okay.
Even the people who I'm kind of, upset with, I feel like I'd reinforce that authority over them, if nothing else,
Mm-hmm.
by saying what I did. Kind of, hopefully that sticks with them for the next time the situation comes.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So we'll move forward with the knowledge that that's been accomplished. So I'm not sure what everyone is doing here, but
Well, if
you
anybody-
see this water, you can see that there are things in the water too. There are slithering snakes or slug things. There's all kinds of just grotesque critters moving through this mucky bog.
Doesn't remind us of back in the Devil's Den, though, I hope.
Mm-mm.
Okay, not those worms.
No.
I'm gonna. Is there like another like way to get across? Like, sorry, I just got a notification. Sorry. Is there like another way to get across this like lake thing? Is there like another thing on the other side, or is it like I'm trying to get an idea of like what this is exactly like, or is it
Sure.
just a lake?
You approach the edge of this putrid underground lake and gaze out. You have a vision when you gaze here, Robin.
Hmm.
You see yourself in a brothel,
Oh boy.
What a surprise.
the largest brothel that you've ever seen. And there are a group of sultry and seductive ladies about you who promise you all manner of pleasure and fleshly delight. And you find yourself captivated by their charms and really quite excited by this notion. And they lead you through this brothel, and as you go, you see through barely open doors. You look through a jar of doors. You catch glimpses of all manner of hedonistic acts taking place here. And the women start to engage with you, and you start to catch glimpses of them with other men and other patrons, and you get a feeling that comes over you, a sort of faithless, hollow sensation.
Hmm.
A sort of hollow pain where inside you long for a connection with someone.
All right,
You long for a real companion or true love, and here you are in this den of horrors, and it's just like flesh with transactions. There's a terrible hollowness that runs through you. A door opens on the other side of the room, and you see swagger through your own father, Cleophas Varinius, and he is yelling at you. Robin, what are you doing? I told you! I told you! Who is this? And you see an image of Dominic, your old friend, your mentor.
Oh
And your
God!
father executes him, and his head goes rolling along the floor, spraying blood over orgies that are taking place just to your side. And you come out of this vision with your head spinning, and you hear this voice, a bitter voice in the back of your mind. Find your father, slay him.
All right, I once I get out of the vision, I'm just gonna like fall to my knees and sort of just like scream out, sort of in just this. It's both like sort of like agony and sadness and sorrow and rage, just like all in this like scream as I fall to my knees in front of everyone, just holding my head, and I'm also like shaking a bit.
Noxiqual raises his sword, looking for the threat that probably attacked him.
I'm gonna be like muttering under my breath, just like sort of nonsense, like how like wanting revenge and like all these other things that are just going through my mind at the moment.
Mm-hmm. So Noxiqual is observing you from the outside, and you've seen men kind of in this state before, Noxiqual. From your perspective, right? You don't know what he saw, and you've seen men like snap before, like they're out in the middle of the ocean at night. Maybe they're new, and they've been told all these horror stories, and they're just like panicking and losing their mind when they're like confronted with the absolute dread of mortality. That's what it seems to have overcome Robin here.
All right. So it looks to me like he just snapped.
Momentarily, at least. Yeah,
yeah.
he seems to be overcome by some manner of dread or anguish internally.
What is it, Robin?
Like sort of like still shook. I'm just gonna be like, my father, he, I hate him. He killed my only friend. And I'm just gonna like keep like sort of shaking with my hands like on my head and like on the ground.
Robin, your father is not here. If this is a memory or a trick, come to your senses.
I'm just gonna like sort of look up a bit at you, Noxiqual. Sort of, I'm guessing you're like behind me. I was just like look at you, and be like, I don't. It was so real, Captain. I could see him. I could see the blood again for the second time.
I see.
I'm gonna like sort of like get onto like my like sort of my hands and feet, like where I was like on my knees, and start to just like back away from the water just in fear, and be like, something's not right here. I think we should leave. Gonna look at, like dead in the eyes with just fear in my eyes. I never thought I'd have to experience that again. And you also see some like tears also coming out of Robin's eyes right now, like this sadness just inside of him.
Surprisingly,
so Robin seems freaked, like he wants to get out, and everyone has this like stench that's almost permeating through your pores. What's everyone thinking here?
Well, surprisingly, this is like Noxiqual's not gonna just harshly tell Robin to get a hold of himself like he might in another situation. He'll just reach down and pull him up and say, "Take a minute, get yourself together. You can step back there if you need to."
All right, so Noxiqual stays there by the pool and starts to help Robin. What is Lykar, Drake, and Carderock doing?
Well, go ahead.
Even just as simple as stay or leave. It's just give me anything.
Drake's
He
staying.
needs immediate.
Drake's staying?
So where?
Yeah.
beyond the lake, is there anything visible, or is this completely blocking our path?
The lake seems to extend into darkness.
Okay.
You're not sure the extent of it's not visible due to the darkness.
Even beyond 120 feet. Got
Even
it.
beyond that, yeah.
Well, doesn't really look like there's any treasure in the lake. Although,
No.
maybe investigating around the lake might turn something up, but I don't know.
Yeah. I'm gonna examine like the edge where the water meets the land.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much Card's plan as well.
Oh
And
look,
then if,
there's this ring here. Oh weird.
What about Lykar?
look what I found.
Lykar is he's going to stay and just kind of observe what's going on. And
Okay.
he's wondering what's wrong with Robin now.
So is everyone staying, or Robin, are you getting out of there?
I'm gonna sort of like just take what Noxiqual said and sort of try to like get myself composed, but like I'm still quite freaked out. Just sort of like sitting away from the water at the moment, like a little bit back, like closer, like further away from the water, just so I can like not have that experience again.
Okay. So you all stay there, and you're all having visions.
Okay.
So we've seen what Robin's seeing, and Robin, you're being racked by that same thing again.
Oh, again. Oh.
Again, yeah. Lykar, you have a vision in which you see your grandfather, Mercurio Telvantis. You actually see him at the battle at the Mer Queen's castle. And in this moment, he is there along with the other then archmages of the Silver Citadel. And they're all standing on a circular rampart above a watery pit. Each one of them is concentrating on channeling arcane power into this field that's surrounding the Mer Queen there in this water pit. And she's paralyzed from all the arcane manipulations. And all the archmages are doing this except for your grandfather. And they're shouting to him, Mercurio, unleash the might of your storms! And Mercurio sees, and you kind of see through his eyes here, Amarantha, the Mer Queen. He sees into her ghastly, lich visage, a tear fall from her eye, and he seems to sense that she did not want this, that she was deluded, that she was tricked, and there's a way to restore her. Please, Mercurio, her soul pleads out to him, and he does not slay her. He does not add his power into this great mixture, and he starts trying to convince his allies, no, please. And there's a bunch of arguing and shouting, and old tensions that Mercurio had with the other mages kind of explode, and a fight breaks out between all the mages. The magic that they imparted on her thus far is enough to like kind of bind her in slumber, and she like sinks bound down in the water beneath her castle. And Mercurio's blasting out spell. It's just like a chaos of spells, a flurry. And Mercurio actually summons this Titan, Telvantis, this like storm Titan comes down and slays the Archmage of Divination and slays the Archmage of Transmutation before finally the Abjurer finally dispels the summon and is countering the lightning spells, and the Necromancer puts a death spell into Mercurio rather, and kills him. He kills your grandfather, and you come out of this vision just like literally with lightning rippling over your whole body, and you hear a voice in your head.
The silver mages are your enemies, Lykar. They are not to be trusted. They are to be destroyed.
Do I know the voice out of curiosity? Or
You've never heard this voice before. No.
Okay.
It's an unfamiliar one to you. Carderock, you see yourself there in the hearth chamber at the manor of the Harkness family. You and your father speaking of the glory that you will reach, the magnificence that you will attain. Indeed,
Yes.
Harkness will become a high noble house. You have but to come upon that next great cachet, that next great find, that loot, that mound of gold, and there is a voice that says to you, build the glory of House Harkness. Do not stray. Do not let yourself waver with other temptations. Our family name will live on and will become a great one.
Yes, upon a hill we shall build. Yes, concentric walls, matriculations. Yes, of course, the whole nine. Yes, glory,
Drake,
glory.
you in your vision, you are back at Sunderwave Temple, there with your old mentors and masters, those who you eventually discovered had been brainwashing you, had been manipulating and turning you into their own tool, their own slave assassin that they would wield, and you escaped. You even met a friend along the way, Luto, who became one of the few friends that you've ever known. And then on the perilous trek up towards Dreckengrim, your ship was attacked by this tentacled thing from the deeps, and you see in the vision the ship sinking down below to the belly of the ocean, to the bottom of the sea. And to you as well, there is a voice from within. Drake, what are you doing? You are wasting your time with these that would manipulate you. The Siren's kiss is yours to pluck the treasure from her belly. This party here is only complicating things for you. They only slow you down. You do not need them. Go there. Claim the treasure for yourself. Don't listen to the manipulative, wispy wraith that is the masked one. He seeks to make you a slave, just as the old masters did. The sunken treasure is yours. It will make you the greatest assassin in all of Dreckengrim. You will become master of your own fate. High lords will supplicate and bid to hire you. They will offer you heaps of wealth and magic items. This is all within you. Leave these fools.
Drake just starts laughing. Not in a maniacal way, but more as in he's finding this completely humorous. This one has no wish to be an assassin. This one only wishes to return the temple back to its original state.
So Drake laughs and he speaks. Maybe you're speaking internally to whatever entity this is here present, but you seem to refuse what this vision has given you. Noxiqual. In your vision, you see yourself summoning up demons to destroy your foes. And your enemies fall and scatter before you and your abyssal warriors.
Oh,
Then appears before you an fiendish-blooded orc, a Tanaruk, more powerful than any that you have seen before, with reddish-tinged horns. And again, a voice to you, summon this one. This is Ranbarabara. So you get this true name of this demon here.
Write him down.
This one will serve you greater than any other.
Okay, now I have two Tanaruk names. So this vision that you gave me is not of my past, though. It sounds like it's sort of an offer of the future.
Mm-hmm. Yes, very much seems to be present and future. Nothing past related. I would like...
I was hoping you would dig into my past a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Oh, well. That's all right. I was thinking of... Well, anyways.
I would like all of you to roll an insight check.
Yep.
An insight check?
Insight. Yeah, wisdom insight.
Oh, I'm not good at this.
I'm not great at that either.
Who isn't Card, you're good at this, right?
Flat 10 for Drake.
I'm getting so many bad rolls now. I was doing so good in combat.
My wisdom is not special, but yeah, it is one of the very many things that as a bard I have.
I got a 7.
It's not natural, but I have a 20.
All right.
So 2 people got high rolls.
Carderock and Lykar have succeeded. The two of you see something that you did not see before in this subterranean, murky, mucky bog. You see a vortex on the surface
Ooh.
that looks like a churning swirl of blood and flesh. A odd, awful, horrible thing, and it just sends this most terrible shudder through you that this is something that should not be. And when the two of you are able to see this coming from this portal, there is a deep bellowing sound unlike anything you've heard before. And just like rattles you to the very core, and muck starts flinging out from the portal. I'm going to give Lykar and Carderock a choice here, because you've seen through this and you've caught on to this. You can, if you want, you can run and you can get away from this slinging muck with no need of a dexterity saving throw.
Do I know if there's a safe place where I could like stop running to be well away from this and like stand there and consider the situation? Or is it just like the only choice is to break into a headlong flight, or else I'm going to get mucked?
You could run back towards the tunnel, towards the sloped tunnel.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I don't want to get mucked. This muck doesn't look fun.
Lykar?
This doesn't look like one of those face mask rejuvenating things.
Yeah, I'm gonna yell, everybody run.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna start going.
So the other three of you are coming out of these dazes with this awful reverberation, and it just sends like terrible panic flooding through your body, and you suddenly realize what's happening, and there are these flings of muck or just putrescence. All three of you make dexterity saving throws.
I'm good at this.
And Drake just shadow step out of there?
Esper,
Or
I'm
do I still
using
need
my
it?
advantage.
You would need something that you can use as a reaction, not action or bonus action.
Is this considered? Is this considered an area of effect attack?
No.
Okay. I do have proficiency with Dex.
18 for Drake.
Success.
I'm using my advantage, Esper, from
Yep.
inspiration.
And
Excellent.
this is not acrobatics, right? This is just a Dex save.
Dexterity saving throw.
And I think it's +4.
That's
Yep.
pretty good.
I have an unnatural 20, Esper,
Okay.
thanks to advantage.
And I have a 21.
All right. So all three of you avoid these slings of muck, and your party has escaped back to the slope.
Okay. Yeah.
All right.
I'm not to force anyone, but your characters probably would be fleeing out of there.
Yeah, no. Like
I don't know how else to describe it, but you just encountered something that was far darker than what you've seen before.
And I'm assuming that we all ran like as far away as we could until we can like get into a spot where we can recuperate.
There is a certain mob mentality to that I'll agree with, Esper.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you all essentially come pouring out of this rancid gullet back into the temple of Orcas.
Mhm.
And I know we've done a lot of rolls, but there's going to be another round of them. Each of you needs to make a wisdom saving throw. This is a secondary effect.
A wisdom saving throw.
A wisdom saving throw, yes.
No, I need a different
Oh,
dice.
hey, that's not bad.
It's a good thing I'm proficient with those.
I got a natural 20. Let's go.
16.
Yes.
I was about to say, I'm glad that I'm also proficient with wisdom.
I'm not. So I
got
needed this
14.
natural 20. Oh, yes.
I have an unnatural 20.
Yes. I
Okay.
needed this. I was bad with wisdom saving throws.
Who have I not heard?
I think everyone wrote it down in the thing.
Yeah.
Oh, everyone's got it in the chat. Okay,
Except,
Yep.
oh yeah, you wrote down 15. Yeah.
Yeah, 15.
got it.
Thanks.
The only one who has failed is Lykar.
Oh
and
no.
Lykar is suffering from a madness effect.
Some Cthulhu shit going on here.
I love this. This is great.
I just imagine he's like, open up the Call of Cthulhu book. Huh, what madness shall I use?
Give me one
Gosh,
second.
good thing we got out of there, yes. And now I can tell you all what I've been dying to tell you, which is,
How do you feel?
Okay, So,
Gar, how do you
so-
feel about chaotic evil?
so everybody has come spilling out of this rancid gullet down there, and your states that you're in, and Lykar just has this blank look on his face. Lykar, you don't know who these people are. You don't know where you are. You don't know what's been happening. I mean, you know basically who you are. You haven't lost a sense of identity. You're still a storm sorcerer, the half-elf Lykar. You have no idea who these people are, and you're just totally confused and in a state of mind blank shock, amnesia.
I want to clarify something as well with what also Lykar is seeing. Although I passed the wisdom thing, Robin is still sort of like, after getting out, is still sort of like on the ground, like terrified with some tears coming out and just like shaking a bit as well.
Yeah, I mean, I imagine everybody would be, but I can't force your character. So you all can tell me what your character is.
Robin is definitely still like very shaken and very shaking and like still crying a bit and still murmuring under his breath.
I don't feel like I was super scarred by that. Unfortunately, like my vision was not of that traumatic.
Sure, not
nature.
not the vision, but the voice.
Yeah, and
the voice was awful, and
Robin
it seemed to be trying to suck you into this portal.
Yeah, Robin is more taken aback by the vision, actually. Like, although I heard the voice and that also terrified me, it was like the vision was what sort of is getting to me more. Like,
For Drake,
based on the way you described it, Card's vision and voice were not particularly terrifying. They kind of just reinforced his actual goal.
Yeah,
But
I meant the voice coming from the portal.
It was the mutt fleeing. Yeah,
who was it that had made those religion checks? Was it Carderock and someone?
I actually did it as well.
Okay.
Wait, was there a religion check? When was that?
Back about Orcas and such.
Oh yeah, I made.
I think we all did a religion check.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you all are convinced that you have encountered a portal that leads to Thanatos.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Seems pretty significant.
I'm curious what Lykar is doing though right now. If because he's mad.
Lykar.
Right
yeah, this is on you.
Okay.
For a minute.
I was just waiting for
Spotlight on you.
Oh boy. Yep. He looks around and goes, "What in the nine hells am I doing here? And who are you?"
What's Lykar? We came down here together. Don't you remember?
What is this wee stuff? Do I know you?
Yes, I'm Captain Noxiqual. We've been traveling together for months.
Lies. What are you laughing at? I don't even know you and I don't like you.
Sorry. This is not in character. I'm not in character. Sorry. I'm not. This is great. Sorry.
Lykar, I assure you, we are your companions, and you just suffered something possibly very traumatic based on what it's doing to Robin here. But that may explain your sudden lack of familiarity with us.
You know my name, but I do
Lykar
not know you.
Calvantis. Assume for a moment then that I'm telling the truth. I can tell you where we are. I can explain many things to you that you may or may not know. But you either have to trust me or not trust me in this moment. We're in a dangerous place, and I would recommend trusting me at least until we are out of here.
I need a moment to gather myself. I have no recollection of this place or how I've got down here. How far back do I not remember anything there, Esper? Like,
you don't know who these people are. You don't know where you are. You don't know how you've got here. You remember some stuff far in your past, and you still know your spells and that sense of familiarity with your storm blood. Yes. But who are these people? What do they want from you?
As Lykar,
and what is this awful, wretched stench?
As Lykar says that he's going to take a moment, Robin is going to sort of start standing up a bit and trying to compose himself slightly. and like wiping the tears off a little bit, and like I'm gonna like look at the captain, Captain Noxiqual, and say, Captain, I truly think that we need to get the hell out of here right now.
Not until we've dealt with the situation with Lykar. I don't want to leave him here or cause some confusion.
No, I agree. I don't want that either. But we need to get out. You need to convince him to get us out of here. So that he needs to come with us.
Robin, get a hold of yourself.
Drake's gonna move over to. Drake's gonna move over to help Robin up.
I'll actually let you help me and like sort of like kind of thank you for helping me out.
All right.
What do you say, Captain? What are we doing here? We need to figure out how to fix Lykar. Carderock, do you have
Lykar
anything?
is not broken. But where are we?
We're underground in a temple, and we just had visions, and I want to get the hell out of here. So are you coming with us or not? I know you don't remember us, but we haven't hurt you. We're not here to do anything harm to you.
Robin, careful with your words. He does not remember you at all, and he could very easily kill you.
I'm sorry, Captain. It's just I did not want to see that vision twice.
Into effectively a stranger at the moment.
Lykar,
There's
Lykar. Now, I know you do not know me, but I know you. I am a figure from your past, and what I say has some grain of truth to it. You are somewhere among those who would not do you any harm. We would see only you safe to the surface out of this place in which we all are right now. There's nothing to fear, save for fear itself, and you've got plenty of that, or someone has. You actually seem fine. I'm fine with it. If you follow us, good things will happen. He's gonna just sort of keep trying to persuade him for a while that following us means a general improvement in the situation. There's food and water up there. Like they got some nice ale and cake. Nothing wet and stinky is up there.
May I pose an option? Could Card maybe do like a persuasion roll against something?
That's what I'm angling towards.
Like something from Lykar, and see if Lykar like accepts it or not.
Dennis, do you feel that Lykar could be persuaded by this, or do you have a different?
Well, I mean,
plan
he's
in
like
mind?
totally confused. I mean, would he remember the vision he just saw, or he doesn't even remember that?
Nope, doesn't even remember that.
Okay, because then he's just like absolutely just. He's just standing here in this dark tunnel with.
the past 30 so episodes never happened for you.
Yeah.
I almost kind of wish that Robin had gone mad. That would have been funny.
I had to told him run back down that way.
That's the way out.
Yeah. No, he's not sure because I mean, all his life he's been distrustful of other people because he's been hunted. So he's, I mean, if you want to have some kind of persuasion check, maybe that would be interesting.
That's something that I was just waiting till Adam was done.
In the name of Telvantus, you shall survive this if we have any say about it in the matter.
What if it was like a persuasion roll with like disadvantage?
I don't see the need for disadvantage. Dennis seems that it's fair game, so go ahead and have a roll for Carderock's persuasion.
All right.
I'm gonna let Card try to do this since he's a bard and this is his thing, but I do have some role play.
What is it going against for Lykar?
Do you have a DC set or?
Yeah,
do you...
well, I'm just gonna go by regular old DCs, like 10 easy, 15 moderate, 20 difficult. Yeah, we can gauge it from there.
Well, that's a 20, so that's a 30.
Wait, is it a natural? Is it a natural 20?
Yes.
We have had can I just we've had like 4 or 5 natural 20s tonight. This is ridiculous.
You guys have rolled really good. All right, so 30 persuasion check, I think, is quite a success.
You fail, Carderock. You fail hard.
You needed a 31.
Lightning bolt.
All right, so it appears that Lykar warms up to what Carderock has said here.
Okay. I do not know any of you or how I got here, but at the moment, it seems I have little alternatives to my predicament I'm in. But we will discuss this further once we're out of here, wherever here is.
Yes, there is much to discuss once we have left this place. If you truly do not know us, let me assure you that I have traveled with you for many months now, and you have put trust in me as I have put in you.
I think I would have remembered if I was traveling with you for many months.
You do not remember how you got here, though. Could it not be some magic affecting you?
Yeah, I don't know how far back I don't remember, so I just...
Sure.
Yeah.
Well,
A long time, you said?
According to Lykar's understanding of the world, do what they're saying possibly make sense to you, that you've suffered some effect and they're just trying to get you out of here and trying to help you?
Because he's just like, boom, he's just like thrown in a tunnel, and you would have think at least he would have remembered something.
Right. It's like, I ate pheasant and had a splitting headache and went to bed, and where am I?
Yeah. Very well. Lead the way.
All right. We're going to leave the place now that we have explored the lowest level.
Okay, so let's. I'm in favor of sort of just go to meta recap level for Meergraf Mine. Unless you all have want of wandering around in caverns and possibly bumping into additional undead things.
I think we can recap this and then
So you've discovered that there's something awful down at the bowels of Meergraf Mine, and it was sealed away for a reason. It seemed that there was some sort of meeting space between Nagas and First Men here, but they got taken out by a cult of Orcas, who also took out the so-called Mer King, which is of interest to you all, I'm sure, as there is currently the undead Mer Queen that has plagued Dreckengrim for a long, long time. Even now, as she sleeps, plunging Dreckengrim into its current state of the land of dreams and nightmares.
Oh yeah, there would have been a lot of cool info we could have asked. Yep.
So
I was waiting for an opportunity to actually mention that, but I never got the opportunity to say that in character and sort of look at Drake.
Sure. Though I personally do think that is interesting.
Yep.
I do think Vince's decision to play Drake true to who Drake is was very interesting.
No, I actually out of character, that was awesome. like Vince, that was really cool. Like what you did, I liked it.
Just real quickly, I was not doing that because I was wondering anything. I'm listening to the conversation going on, and Drake's going for his mind. This is dark information. This can be used to hurt innocent people. He cannot let it get out there.
I get it. And
so let's stick with the recap here, and then we can do the kind of group chat afterwards. So there's still gold that can be mined out of the lower shafts. It looks like it's got a good deposits of gold. However, there's terrible, awful things lurking down there.
Correct.
The upper mines are still being operated, and they already have that's already being administrated and has a ownership. Give me some ideas of what your party is thinking, kind of an overview.
I was waiting for you to ask the question.
Yeah, and you've collected some macabre relics.
It's
treasure, but
I'm assuming are we out of the mines now?
You all can decide here.
Recap.
Yeah, you all can decide, or you can tell me what your characters are doing from just a meta level.
Yeah.
Did
you have something, Robin?
Yeah, I was just saying that Robin would want to get out of the mines entirely.
Yeah.
Yeah. But this is now sort of decision making, so we can come into the adventure next time fresh, rather than individual actions. We're just sort of describing what's happening.
I'm thinking that so we do have the two Orcas things, right? The rod and the statue. So I'm thinking that we could potentially find like Robin definitely would want to sell these things. Like Robin would also.
Let's hold up that thought for a moment. We need to determine what we're doing right.
The mine boss, Sander
mine.
Pimsrog, he is like,
Yeah.
I want to seal that back up. We don't
Correct.
mess with whatever's down there.
Yep.
Do you tell him what you encountered? He wants to know.
Oh no, I'm not telling him shit.
No, I'm not saying anything either.
Yep. No, I'm going to tell him that yes, there was danger down below. We didn't, come across too much of interest, but there were undead and things. I'll just allude to that without specifically telling him about the gold or the Orcas or any of that. So what I would like to do, Esper, if it's okay, is potentially I'm okay with him sealing it up again because he has the ability to unseal it if we can, find people willing to mine that or that we trust. I don't trust him. I don't want to tell him about it because then he's going to cheat us. So I
If we
feel
can
like
find a, nice tribe of Darrow that are Orcas worshippers and are fine working down there, then yeah.
So I think that honestly what we need to do is just negotiate later on, next session or something in the future, find miners with adventurers potentially that we can just utilize as our own crew to extract the ore.
Well, yeah, there you go.
So we'll discuss that at a later time. For the moment, immediate decision, go ahead and reseal it, and we'll come back to that if we want to dig out the gold later.
Okay. Let's talk about morality and alignment. You all have come face to face with evil. Real, actual evil, not
I mean,
callous scallywags sailing the seven seas, salty dogs, but actual evil, the darkest.
Don't talk about the captain like that.
it's like a Ganondorf, kind of situation.
And you have some relics. You now possess some relics that are actual relics that represent actual terrible demonic forces.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I dabble with that stuff all the time.
Do you feel okay dabbling with it? Do you feel okay possessing? Do you feel okay selling these things into the world now that you have faced not only how dark this goes, but where your own soul might possibly go if you too fall prey to the evil alignment?
So Card does have an opinion on this, and that opinion is that whoever we sell it to needs to be some sort of scholar or collector or somebody who's going to take these things off the market and either study them or lock them away somewhere rather than use them for active Orcas worship.
I gotcha. My intent is to ask the masked one. And Esper, if you want to do this right now real quick, this would be later on when I have the opportunity to commune with him and ask him how he feels about these. Because
I'd say look for that in the next session.
Yeah, I think
if you want.
Just because we have so much stuff on the table right at the moment, and it'd be nice to tie up whatever we can. I think I really think my question is important though. This is a question of alignment and like the fate of your characters' souls. As you've kind of stared into a glimpse. Well, you've caught a glimpse of the abyss and what awaits like the ultimate punishment for being evil.
I think that Robin. So I would say like Robin, like at the beginning, like is chaotic good, like more of a chaotic good character, like kind of does what he wants to do, like what he considers to be the right thing to do, at least. Even if it's in his own mind, like if what he thinks is the right thing to do is to make himself rich or to do his own things, that's what he's going to do, right? So I think Robin would probably look at the idols and stuff that we have and would probably be okay with selling them because it would further himself, but that also might, like after realizing how evil they actually are, maybe it turns him more into less chaotic good and more maybe like, I don't know, like neutral or I don't know, something. Because it's like I think Rob would be okay with selling these things or even using them. I mean, Robin was about to touch the idol at the beginning.
You're being tempted, is what it sounds like.
Yeah, I'm definitely being tempted because I mean, I sent you my backstory thing. Like Robin, like I want power. Like I'm looking for power, and this Orcas this is giving me some sense of gaining power very quickly, which is sort of what I'm looking for to sort of get my goals in the end, you know?
Mhm.
So
I find it very amusing. You've already taken power from one patron, and you're already looking for another one. How many strings can I hold on in these balloons eventually before I throw them away?
Yeah, no,
or
exactly. Yeah,
maybe pulling me in different ways
Yeah.
until I'm drawn and quartered.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Though, but that's sort of like
Right.
where
But I should
Robin's almost
say,
like,
I've said this before, but I'm gonna say it again because I don't know if people quite go this deep in their D&D campaigns, but there are consequences to characters' actions.
oh, I'm
I do
aware.
want to put that out
my
there.
guys are going to
No.
suffer it. I'll tell you
Out of-
afterwards what they did,
out
but
of
it's
character-
good.
Yeah, out of character, Robin like seeking that power from Orcas, like out of character, like I know exactly, like I should not do that shit. But like Robin's as himself, like
Mhm.
he just wants power for his end goal, what he
Make
wants. at the end.
spicy choices.
Yeah, and I don't want to like say exactly what that is, what he wants, because like I don't want to spoil all my backstory to all you guys right now. But
Sure.
there is something that he wants. Like he wants power for a reason,
Right.
and
Kill
like,
your
even
dad.
if that, yeah,
Just kidding.
and even if that power is to like, even if that power sort of tears him apart, he wants it. He wants that revenge for the person, as you guys heard in the thing. Like, so
Okay, cool. Well, I would say at the moment you're like a chaotic neutral character. That seems the closest to you.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Let me update my alignment.
Any?
I'll take next if
Yeah,
that's
go
all
for
right.
it.
I already see Noxiqual as sort of a lawful evil. I feel he's always kind of fallen into that category.
Yeah,
Even though I think I've put him as chaotic neutral when I first started, but it feels more lawful evil.
I agree.
This is not a power that he plans on taking a part of. He is not interested in Orcas's bargains. Noxiqual, I like to think of him as calculating evil,
Yeah.
but Orcas's chaotic power, it's just it's false. It's a trick. You know, he knows the sweet promises. The sweeter the promise sounds, the more poisoned it is. Because Orcas doesn't care about making you more powerful. He just wants to indebt you to him, and then he's going to take advantage of you once you die because he gets your soul and turns you into an undead.
Yeah.
You know, the masked one. What drew Noxiqual to the masked one? I really wish that you had done the scene where I got the Storm's Eye. Remember what caused all that?
Mm-hmm.
But
there are reasons for things.
Oh, absolutely. I just it was a missed opportunity. I feel, and I'm like, darn it.
That
you are the bard.
I think a more appropriate time for that tale will still come.
Excellent. You're the bard. I trust you. I trust my DM.
Okay.
And so my point being, what drew Noxiqual to the masked one was the fact that the masked one gave him power, but then let him choose how to use it. The masked one didn't say, I'm going to give you this power and then you have to do what I say, you know, without any kind of pushback. He said, here's power. You need to use it to take your own revenge and do whatever it is that you need to do. And then Noxiqual willingly has been doing these things for the Masked One. Like, the Masked One asks him to do things, but honestly, if Noxiqual didn't want to do them, the pact would break. The Masked One, you know, and he would no longer walk the same road, as it were. I think that they're kind of simpatico.
Mm-hmm.
So
well said. And are you okay with the demonic relic? Or are you okay with selling the demonic relics?
Being that he's already evil, he's fine if he can find a way to turn the advantage, turn it into money, and if he can screw over Orcas by, you know, if the Masked One tells him to destroy these next session, well, I'm going to probably find a way to destroy them. No offense to the party. I'll find a way to compensate my party in whatever way I see. But the Masked One's opinion means a lot more to me. Money is not my primary objective, if that makes sense.
Okay, well said. And I think the lawful evil alignment sounds correct. Who's up?
I'll go.
Okay.
I currently have Drake as chaotic good. and with this whole experience with the images of the temple, it sounded like it was like a promise to gain power, to shape the temple into what it should be and become this like master assassin. But Drake doesn't want to become that. He wants to find his path again and to teach the correct ways, not these corrupted ways. So that was the reason why I was saying like he's just laughs that what the voice was saying is because that's not what he wants. The offer was not something he would take, and with these relics, other than the focus, he would rather destroy her because he sees the focus as a tool more than a danger. So whoever's hand it's in, as long as they use that tool for good, he doesn't have a problem. But like the idol that can place that curse, he would rather have see that destroyed.
Now you said chaotic good. I personally would say that Drake is either lawful neutral or lawful good. He's very disciplined, very much sticks to who he is, keeps his word, is trustworthy, reliable, has like meditations, he's practiced.
I think
he definitely seems more lawful and disciplined.
I agree with Esper and Nox. I think lawful. You are very like you follow orders.
Oh
like,
yeah, but the chaotic came from because he broke away from the temple at first and he did steal from the temple when he left. So that's where the chaotic good came from. But I do see where you're coming from. With as the story has gone, he's been a very lawful person, even though he has done some questionable things. So I probably go more for lawful neutral than lawful good because he has done some questionable things.
Yeah, also lawful and neutral is a classic monk alignment. It's like the classic one who like sticks to their training, meditates, has this like amazing self-discipline so they can transform their body into something way beyond what a typical person is. So I think that's very fitting. I think that's the way that you play Drake as well.
Yeah, I play. Well, that's how the faceless men are anyways.
Yep. Dennis or Adam?
Well, as far as Lykar goes, he doesn't know anything right now. So,
so he's chaotic stupid.
Based on your
I guess assuming you did know things, like how would your character be?
Well, assume like the universe is looking at your actions, like it knows. It knows. How do you see it?
We'll judge it based upon everything Lykar's done thus far.
Yeah.
I mean, Lykar is basically he generally has. I mean, he doesn't want bad things to happen to people, but he generally is. He's had enough bad to happen to him where he just wants to blaze his own path, and he wants to be left alone a lot. I have his alignment down as chaotic good.
Chaotic good.
He doesn't always follow the rules, If there's something he feels that he needs to do, then he's going to take whatever actions, whether it's seen as lawful or not lawful. But I mean, he's I think generally a decent person at heart. He would never go out of his way just to do like terrible things. He's not an evil person.
I could see chaotic good. Wandering sorcerer. He's not incredibly impulsive. I could see a variety of different alliances. I could see chaotic good. I could see neutral.
More neutral good.
I could see neutral. I could see neutral good.
Yeah.
Actually, I actually agree.
I do think he's more towards good. I don't see him towards evil.
I like what Noxiqual said, the neutral good. I think that really fits Lykar.
There's certain moments where it's been kind of push comes to shove, and Lykar demonstrates appreciation of dignity and to do well by people. That seems to be more often what he goes towards. What do you think about this abyssal stuff?
He would. I mean, Lykar is pretty open when it comes to magical things, but I mean, he understands that there is stuff that is just basically so foul and evil that you just can't go. You can't go down that road and turn around and come back.
Mm-hmm.
That's all too consuming. So,
Would you
yes,
be okay with selling these demonic relics?
Well, that's a hard question. I would. He really wouldn't want to further that religion
Mm-hmm.
out in the real world, but
So
I
it
mean,
sounds like Lykar would only be okay with selling if it was like just the right buyer in the right situation. Like everything would have to be just right.
right. I mean, I could see he would do it if it was like, okay, if you sell this, all your problems are solved.
Mhm.
Well, okay then. Well, here now all my problems are solved, but you know what I'm saying. He's.
Uh-huh.
I mean, he wouldn't wish that upon other. You just wouldn't want to sell it to some person and they wind up being possessed and start enslaving people and stuff like that, because he'd feel responsible for that.
Okay, well done. And yeah, I could see chaotic good, neutral good, whatever you think's fitting.
Well, the only reason I picked chaotic is mainly because if he needs to do things that are questionable to get the results that he needs, then
lie to a guy and kidnap him in the middle of the night.
Yeah,
it sounds more neutral towards like the evil side of the scale, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
like I can get the chaotic, but like it feels more what you're describing as more good to neutral on that slide.
Let's go to Adam and hear about Carderock.
So far I've had him as chaotic good. I've been trying to play him as such, although that's one of those that can kind of sometimes lose a little track of. I feel like I don't really see why he would ever be lawful anything. He's certainly not evil. He does have some actual compunctions morally about certain evil things. Though I could definitely see him sliding into chaotic neutral, because his main goal is, basically the classic like first edition adventurer. He wants money. He wants to build a castle. He absolutely he's with Lykar on wanting to sell these relics only to a scholar or collector or somebody who's going to study them and otherwise take them out of circulation and not put them in the hands of actual Orcas worshipping undead summoners. But he's not terribly bothered by Noxiqual's undead summoning. He doesn't try and smite everything that he does, and he really does.
I haven't summoned any undead around you, just
right. Like he wants to make a lot of money. His castles cost a lot of money. And he's seen the masked one before as a potential opportunity for aid, but also is in tune with a couple of the gods and is an ordained, holy man, which is a thing that he originally gained as a career path, essentially because of a girl in the first place. That's sort of why he joined the temple. And he is also a knight, somebody who is supposed to be chivalrous, but who is really more interested in the glory and stories of knighthood and the whole being in a castle and having a lot of money and eating like the roasted legs of various animals all day instead of going out and actually like do gooding. He believes in doing good, but not necessarily do gooding. He's
you're lawfully chaotic.
No, it's not really lawful. He's definitely chaotic something, I think. And I feel like it's either good or I could see him sliding to neutral.
Right. And the alignments aren't straight jackets and they can shift and stuff. So yeah, chaotic neutral, chaotic good, somewhere around there. Like you said, you are of a similar mind with Lykar, that you're only okay with selling these demonic relics if it's just the exact right buyer.
However, he's also really motivated by the money, so I feel like I'll keep him as chaotic good right now. And if we end up selling to some slightly more questionable buyers, that'll definitely slide over to neutral.
Okay.
I think that's fair.
All right. So the lower mine shaft has been resealed. You've only given just a very basic explanation to the mine boss that, yep, there are some undead down there. Continue avoiding that place. And maybe you'll come back later on if you can find a way to mine, to actually mine out the gold, the gold deposits there.
I mean, there's magical means to excavate, so we may not even need a lot of miners.
So I think we'll go ahead and pause things there. This has been a real solid session in many ways. And I'm sure we'll have more to talk about on Discord between now and then.
Really, a little bit of everything one, yeah.
Gosh. Yeah. I think that this was probably one of my favorite sessions yet of the whole campaign.
Did you see what I think Warsor, when you did my father thing, he said good way of doing a Father's Day, Esper, or something?
Yes.
Yeah, that was
I
great.
thought that was what you were doing, Esper, at that moment. I was like, well, we all have some father stuff. We could definitely do a Father's Day
Drake
episode.
doesn't.
Father's Day
Perfect
episode.
timing. Perfect.
All right. Thanks a ton, guys. It was a blast like always.
Indeedy.
And
Yeah, this
thank
was a
you
good
all the
session.
viewers. Quite a couple super chats even. So
Oh, yeah.
Really? Oh my gosh.
Oh, we should read the
thank-
super
I didn't
chat.
want to interrupt the flow.
Yeah,
You
it's
should
hard.
read some of the
it's
super
hard.
chats.
Yeah, if you guys can just give me a minute and
Yeah,
I'll
the last one.
glance at these super chats here. So let's see.
I can tell
want.
you who they were.
We all appreciate you.
Thank you, everyone. Please bear with me.
One's from I Couldn't Care Less.
I'm trying to find a way to access my super chats.
It's gonna be hard to scroll back through, but yeah. I know who one was. He told me the name to call when he was like, give a shout out for me. I was like, Alejandro Estona.
Okay, Alejandro, thanks, bud. Appreciate the support. I'm glad you're enjoying. And did we have one other one?
There were two others.
Wow.
There was I could care less. That's the name.
Okay.
And then
Thank you. I could care less for caring so much.
It was either Mike
Don't think that's
or
ironic.
Cameron. It might have been Cameron.
All right. Well,
it's
if it was
beyond my
if it was
chat.
Cameron, much appreciation to you. If it was someone else, please accept my regrets for not catching the super chat and not knowing your name. It's
We'll go back and look
it's
at them later.
nearly impossible for me to look at the chat while I'm DMing here. But we'll see if we can't be a little bit better about that going forward. So thanks all around. Amazing session here, and we'll look forward to the next one.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Have a great night, everyone.
All right. Good night, everybody.
And happy
Bye.
Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day to all the
Yeah,
fathers. out
happy
there.
Father's Day to all the fathers.